Welcome to So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey. This is Ryan. This is your Thursday episode, and I am so sorry, but this is late. It is Thursday afternoon right now, and your boy, I mean, there's so many reasons. The dog ate my homework, blah, blah, blah. But you know what's the most, first off, I was going to re-release the Rabia Chowdhury interview, who was instrumental in helping free Adnan Syed from, this week, which was an amazing thing. And I wanted to remind people that she was on the show this last week, but then I felt it might be inappropriate to do that without her approval. I don't know. Anyways, that was all whatever. But then last night, I was texting with Maritza and she said, "Oh, hey, the new Kardashians episode is on." And I was like, no, that's not on until Thursday. Like, I thought it was coming out Friday. So I thought Thursday at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I was going to be taking notes on the Kardashians. This has got to be fascinating for you guys to hear the process of how the disorganization is. So she got on like, "Oh no." And then sure enough, it's there. It is there up there. And I'm like, oh my God, am I prepared to go on another journey with the Kardashians season 2 on Hulu? I mean, it was like one of those things that snuck up on me, kind of like the holiday season is sneaking up on me right now. Like, I read today that today is the first day of fall. I'm like, wait, we haven't even started the summer yet. It turns out it is towards the end of September right now. Shocking. It's September 22nd. My God. Okay. So I got some bad news today, not personally, but in my family. Well, news that I'm not happy with, and I'm angry. And what better way to put I'm going to put my anger into this podcast, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can watch me be angry in color. But I am angry, and watching this episode of the Kardashians season 2, episode 1 has made me angrier, and I'm going to put my anger in a healthy, productive place. And that is directly at Tristan mother effing Thompson. I do want to say right off the bat, this is a family show a lot of the times. Sure. Why not? But for this one, I'm going to be angry. So maybe don't have the kids listen. Not that I did my warped head. I love that I picture the family around a fireplace. You know, it's still kind of summer, but the fireplace is going and you're just listening to me opine about the Kardashians. No, this is going to be down and dirty. And I want to say a couple of things up top before we get into this. And don't worry, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is going to still, the recap will be tomorrow. I'm going to do that after this. But I got to tell you, man, taking notes on a show, and especially when you're doing a season 2, like an opener of a show, is so difficult. This took me like 2.5 hours to take the notes on a 43 or 48 minute show. And next week, I see that the episode's only 45 minutes, and I'm like, F yeah, all right, hell yeah. But the gang, you guys, the Kardashians are all here. Sure, they don't look anything like they used to. By the way, I pulled this picture. This is for the YouTubers out there. Keeping Up with the Kardashians season 2. This was when it was on E. This is what they looked like on season 2. And now we're over here. They are just, listen, my anger is fully at Tristan Thompson in this episode, and I have such compassion and empathy for Khloe, which we'll get into, but we cannot escape the fact of how much they have physically changed. Now, this episode isn't about those physical changes. It's more about emotional changes, but physically they have changed so much, where I've watched this episode twice now. And the second time was start, stop. So I feel like I've watched it 8 billion times. Imagine this, you guys. Last night I watched Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Horrid episode with horrible people. Then I watched the Kardashians, and then I was like, you know what? I need something light. So I started Dahmer, the Jeffrey Dahmer story on Netflix. And I gotta tell you, it creeped the hell out of me. I was like, guys, just if you're looking for a happy-go-lucky thing, do not do Dahmer. That Evan Peters actor who plays Jeffrey Dahmer, who was, by the way, if you kids don't know, is a serial killer that, thank God, is dead. He was caught and all that stuff, but he killed a lot of people. This is getting completely off track here, but scary as hell. I don't recommend it, even though well-directed, beautifully acted. It's 10 episodes. I made it through the first one, started 10 minutes of the second one, had to turn it off. I was like, I need to go. Like, I almost welcomed. I was like, maybe what Tristan did isn't that bad. if you compare to Jeffrey Dahmer. Anywho, just wanted to throw that out there. That's the mentality. I'm in a dark hole. I need somebody to help me. We're going to have to talk about the Kardashians all season long. Now, this is a big announcement, and this is something that I've gone back and forth on in my head and with my team. And because, listen, I work my ass off, and I'm really proud. I'm really, really proud. And it's taken me a long time to get to the point where I can say that I'm proud about what I do. And I'm so proud. I'm proud of the work I put in. I'm proud of the work others put in on this. Maritza, Sandra, anybody that puts in work for this, really, I can't say enough. But I do have to make a living. And I know this is I really struggle with this. I give so much free content away. Now, I do get paid a stipend through iHeartRadio and Cloud 10, and I'm so blessed and so lucky. My numbers are great. I've been approached by I'm doing the best I can. I took on another show called What the Kids Are Watching, which is awesome as well. But I hate to break it to you, podcasting isn't the you don't get the riches that you do if you're a Kardashian or just anybody. And that's not to complain, because I get to do this full time. I get to watch TV and take notes and talk to you guys, which when I talk to you guys, like this is like the time I was like really having trouble today, because I'm just mentally, sometimes I can't face things the way that they need to be faced. And I'm learning to be better about that. I am. You can never stop learning to be better. And I have to remind myself that every day. But I get to do this every day. This gets to be my life now, but I want this to continue to be my life. So, and a lot of you guys love the Kardashian recaps, but here's the deal. This first one is going to be free. We're going to put it out on YouTube, and we're putting it out on the main feed. I love talking about these girls. If you listen to the podcast, I always talk about the Kardashians, because I think there is no other family in pop culture that can be studied the way that the Kardashians can. You might hate them, and that's fine, and that's valid, because there are plenty of reasons, but it would be ignorant to ignore them. It would be ignorant to not talk about the insanity that is their lives, that is self-created. I mean, the whole meta, it's just Truman Show on top of metaverse on top of it, is just wild. And they truly have found a way to monetize pain, which is what we get to see in this season premiere. Because Khloe, we see go through a great deal of pain, so much so that the first time I watched it, I was so uncomfortable. I mean, I just felt it was one of the most bizarre hours of TV I've ever seen. And I've watched so much of Love After Lockup and Life After Lockup, and still this beat, I was like, and then the second time, I'm so glad I watched it again, because I got to have more empathy and I got to kind of digest it more and pick up on some more moments. But regardless, I put a lot of time into these things. So I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/so bad it's good. We have so many episodes up there now that have never hit the main feed. I think like now 230. We're doing Selling the OC over there. Now I'm putting the Kardashians over on the Patreon. I will be recapping this entire season, and I think I do a pretty damn good recap. I do. Or at least I'm happy with it. And I know a lot of you guys are, because I see the numbers, and that's awesome. And thank you so much. It's $5 a month. If you want to hear more of this, go subscribe to the Patreon. You can unsubscribe at the end of the season, or you might like it and keep going, because there's a lot of stuff. I've recapped the whole NYC prep over there. I've recapped entire seasons of Housewives over there. I don't need to sell. I mean, there's tons of tons of great crap over there. And so $5 a month will get you the Kardashian recaps. And I love talking about them. Don't worry, I'll still talk about the Kardashians in the pop culture recap. I just won't be going through the solo recap experience. I might even invite others to come on and recap with me, as some people have expressed interest that I think you would really dig. So listen, I want to be able to make a living, pay the people that help me. I want to be able to do it all. And BravoCon's coming up. I just need and I have to move too. So there's a lot of expenses that are adding up that I just need to. So I'm not going to say any more about it, but enjoy this one. So even if we don't have you on this journey, totally get it, but enjoy this one. And I got to tell you, man, where is Scott? Scott Disick is not in this show, nor is he in the preview for the entire season. Kendall, Kylie, can somebody stick up for me, Scott? You guys, Scott was nowhere to be found in this episode. Pete Davidson, nowhere to be found in this episode, and nowhere to be found in even the entire season trailer at the end of this episode. Where am I? I'm not even in the end of the trailer for the entire season. I mean, this worried me, you guys. I thought we would either even get a reference to Scott, like, oh, Scott's playing with himself in the other room. Nothing. Chloe calls everybody on FaceTime at the end. I was expecting to get Chloe, thank Chloe, thank you. I love seeing the baby, but no, not even that. And I have to say, Courtney, you've finally been granted your wish. You possibly have gotten Scott Disick out of this show, and it's all Travis all the way. The one thing I will say, Travis Barker, and I do dig Travis Barker, but not the dynamic personality that Scott is. Remember, we're all given gifts in life, right? Travis is gifted at pounding those skins. And I don't mean a lady's bottom. I mean the drums. And by the way, if you're watching YouTube, I just said drums, the signal for drums, the sign for drums. And we get a Travis Barker appearance, but listen, let's be real with each other. It's nowhere near as exciting as Scott. And I believe Scott has enough mess in his own life that I still want him to be a part of the Kardashians. Or Chris, if you're listening, come on, manage. I don't know if you manage Scott, but if you do, let's get him a spinoff. You can have it with Hulu. You can put your name on it. I'm worried about Scott, honestly. Listen, the women, remember the Kardashians, I work by this theory of, not the Kardashian curse of they ruin men. No, I mean, I think these men do just as much damage to these women, but sometimes these women, and I think all women, especially the ones in my life, tend to be stronger than their male counterparts. I mean, this is crazy what we have to watch Chloe go through it. And there is this weird Groundhog's Day feeling about it because it's like, wait a sec, what? Because you're literally reliving a moment that happened 5 years ago when True was born. You're literally reliving the same thing. And so they never get a chance to heal. We never get a chance to heal. By the way, Stop Sleeping with Tristan Thompson shirts are available at SoBadIt'sGoodMerch.com. Get yours today because these things are going to be in fashion probably for the rest of Tristan Thompson's life. This guy is not going to ever have a moment where he is not cheating. This guy makes Adam Levine look like a rookie. Hey, huh? By the way, Maritza, if you're listening, we need to stop DMing with Adam Levine's shirt pronto. We need to hit while the iron is hot because women out there, they don't even know. We need to warn everyone out there. People will send me pictures with their Stop Sleeping with Tristan Thompson shirts at random bars. And I'm like, that's awesome. But just know you are doing a service to every person that reads your shirt at that bar. Because in a drunken moment, they might sleep with Tristan Thompson. But once you see that shirt, you're reminded to not sleep with him. And you might think, Ryan, no, you don't know me. I have a very strong will, but this man has demon magic. He has demon magic. He's a demon. He's not just a speed demon for the NBA. He's an actual demon. And we need to protect our women and even our men. I don't know. He could swing both ways. Who knows? Who cares? My thing is, let's stop it. Let's stop it. Let's take away his desire of sleeping with other women. Do you know this MFer, you guys, after this episode aired, which is so sad at times for Chloe, and even Chloe, don't be like, oh, well, she lets him come to the delivery room again. She did it 5 years ago again. This is so ridiculous. I'm really getting upset. This motherfucker's at a Jack Harlow concert last night while this premieres with an OnlyFans model, which, by the way, not ripping on OnlyFans models. I have friends that are OnlyFans models. I have listeners that are OnlyFans models. Hell yeah, more power to you. But you think, Tristan, you couldn't say, well, I know the season premiere and it's going to be a special episode that revolves around the pain that I caused Khloe Kardashian. And guys, this isn't the place to pull the argument right now with me about Khloe and what she did initially to even get Tristan. That's not the place. We're dealing with the issue at hand. And also, we always do this with women. We always pit them against each other. I was even hearing about it with Elizabeth Chambers, Armie Hammer's ex, and Effie, which is a whole nother story. But it's like we then end up pitting two women against each other. And Khloe has made her mistakes. Believe me, the Jordan Woods debacle in the first place, she has made her mistakes. Yes. But F this dude. F this dude. He knew that show was premiering and he went to a Jack Harlow concert. What are you, a 16-year-old girl? Tristan, I mean, obviously you're just there to get numbers. You're like, he draws a young audience. That's young audience of girls. It's my demographic. I'm TT, Tristan Thompson, Demon. And he's there with an OnlyFans model. You like, listen, do you know how easy it is to not leave your house? Once Monday hits, I usually don't leave my house. I've been trying to go like work out with this trainer like 3 times a week, and I'll do that and then I'll come back and work. But other than that, super easy to not leave the house. And also, I don't know if you're realizing so much good TV on right now. It's like you could, and also, Tristan, I know this might be a foreign concept to you. Have you ever picked up a book? I know Kanye says they're like Brussels sprouts, but pick up a book. You might fall in love with literature. Find another hobby, dude. Or like invite the OnlyFans model to whatever demon shack you're staying at. Don't go out in public at an 18,000 person arena at the Forum. Are you out of like what a way to remind not only Khloe, but the world at large, what a gigantic piece of shit you are. It shows how young you are. What is he, only like 27 or 28? Dude, grow the fuck up. You have enough kids that you should be grown up enough to start being a man. You are a good looking dude. Nobody can take that away from you. You have a magnetic smile. I'm giving you your flowers, your props, dude. But you are a child. You are a piece of shit. And the stuff you do and the lies you tell, you, my friend, have learned nothing from this. Nothing. But I'm saying get that shirt, you guys, because I have a feeling he'll try to talk his way back into Khloe's heart at some point. And the sad thing is, Khloe, I'm so sorry, but when it comes to love, you're a dum-dum. There are so many amazing things that are so cool about Khloe. I used to think she was the funniest one of the gang. But dude, and I know it's the haters and I'm a troll and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I always say to the audience, maybe sometimes we're right. Maybe sometimes listen to the troll. Girl, we're not hating you. Look closer. We call you a clown after the 3 billionth time you've done something. Listen, you are addicted to men being horrible on you, whether you want to ever admit that or not. And the sad thing is, I would have been so comforted in this episode if we had mentioned once while she was waiting for this baby that she is in intense therapy, because that is what she needs. And my God, she can afford it. Everybody is all in this family. This whole episode is everybody being worried about Khloe. But dude, I hope you are getting the help you need. And also, the Kardashians, Kris, Kim, all of you guys, you got to stop encouraging her to like include Tristan. Like, oh, well, it's, you did it once. You can have him there for the second time too. Like you always want it for the child, for the story. I'm so confused about this, dude. Kids eventually learn how to read. Not Kanye, but kids usually learn how to read. And they will find out the real story. And remember, you guys, dorks, you have actually put all of this on camera. So even if the kid never learns to read, unless they're Stevie Wonder, which is still up for debate if he's actually blind or not, which we talked about on the Patreon this week, is they're going to see all of this. They're going to see this. You can Google Tristan Thompson cheating. So why not the story be, your dad is a good, flawed man. He very unhealthy for me to be around him. I think you can see that with everything. This is what he did. I hope you have a very special relationship, and I hope he treats you very well, even though I don't think he really hangs with his other kids. But regardless, he'll hang with you, True, because, you're part of a wealthy dynasty, and you're so lucky for that. But, dude, kids are resilient from what I've heard and what I've seen. I have not experienced that myself. I will admit to that. But also, I think they have a great they have a great capacity to hear the truth. They can hear it. Sometimes they can take it. And sometimes you learn, as you go along. Sure, but I just don't. We've seen that Tristan uses this against Khloe time and time again. he wants to step up and be a good dad, so I got to be there. Well, you didn't want to step up and be a good dad with the kid with the other mom, or the new kid that you didn't really even take responsibility for until it all came out in the press. That's who your dad is as well. I just think that we need to start painting a more realistic portrait of this, of how he handles fatherhood and how he weaponizes it to stay in Chloe's life. And we have seen that Chloe is a very fragile person. What I watched last night was jaw-dropping to me personally, because it was somebody that was in deep mental decline. You had seen like she had gone. Now, Lisa Rinna on Beverly Hills, I went on PTSD after I saw Kathy Hilton have a temper tantrum, which we'll get into that on the Beverly Hills recap tomorrow. But Chloe, I would believe, has more PTSD than Lisa Rinna would ever have in her entire life. Imagine this being done to you once, on top of a failed marriage that somebody had gotten like into drug addiction, infidelity, all of that stuff with Lamar. And they had a perfume together. I mean, they had a scent together, and that even went bust. But then to have what Tristan did to her that first time 5 years ago, and then to get lured back into it, and to have it over. I mean, think about your life, living your life on television 24/7, going out in public, all of that shit. Anyways, this has just got to rock whatever flimsy foundation was there to begin with. I mean, you can see the lack of confidence in herself. You can see that. And also, let's talk about it. And we talked about it earlier this week with Dana Omari on the Adam Levine episode. But Kim, Chloe, I know it's not nice to comment on women's bodies, and I'm not trying to be rude, but the weight loss, you've hit the goals. You've hit all of the goals. Now, Dana lets us know that she believes they're on semaglutide, which is a diabetic medicine, but it helps you average like a 2 pound, 2 to 2.5 weight loss per week. So that was one theory that they are on. Now for Kim, I definitely believe she's taking something. And when Kim popped in, I was like, holy shit, who the hell is that? I mean, like a toothpick. But then Chloe, like, I know she's on her fitness journey and has been, and we've seen the work she puts in on that. But either she's on the semaglutide, but I could also totally imagine this being completely because the stress of this situation. Now, okay, that's where we're starting from. See, this is what you're going to be missing this on the Patreon. Is some dude in a hat yelling about them. This is entertainment, folks. But anyways, to all the sensitive people out there, just know that we will be talking, like I just have, about sensitive issues. And if this is not your jam, I totally get it. Also, just on the heels of that, once again, Tristan, fuck you. Now, we started last season's episode. Oh, see, I just got a alert on my Apple Watch from Jillian, who's a Patreon member, who commented on some post saying, uncircumcised penises do not have additional girth or length, can confirm. And then a winky emoji. That's the kind of conversations you're missing out if you're not a Patreon baddie, if you're not a member. Come on, man. Wow. That what an alert to get on your watch. Really. Woo. Okay. So we opened last season. The episode was entitled Burn Them All to the Fucking Ground. That was like their big opener. And then I remember, because I was confused. I was like, oh, wait, is it the opener last season? Was it the SNL thing? And no, that was episode 3, live from New York, where Kim went and found out she was a natural comedian. And we had Amy Schumer bits and stuff. But Burn Them to the Fucking Ground was the Ray J sex tape, which we're not going to get into the Ray J stuff this episode. We will on the Patreon next episode, because this stuff is, I mean, that was the plot line of the first episode of last season of Kanye went and got the computer, the hard drive from Ray J, because there possibly was another sex tape. Oh, dude, I don't like Ray J, but I do feel like Ray J needs to be heard, and we need to get this on some sort of public record. And Chris, you do need to answer for yourself at some point. I totally respect it. And it was a business move. You were a part of allegedly having your daughter make a sex tape, and it worked. You are a brilliant, genius business person. You truly are. I mean, really, who else does it like Kris Jenner? No joke. But at the same time, I questioned myself throughout this entire episode. And we see Kris cry multiple times. And I buy it to a degree, but I do wonder how much personal guilt Kris Jenner has on a daily basis, knowing possibly that the foundation was built on that of their success on a Ray J sex tape that she potentially, allegedly was a part of, but also on these things of like, look how big we've gotten. And the bigger we get, it also introduces really bad people into our lives. You know, I mean, Kris is always way more forgiving of the men, and like, you know, Tristan Thompson, like, thank you for your Mother's Day flowers, Tristan, and do an Instagram post. I'm like, fuck off. But I wonder how much personal guilt she feels watching her daughters go through this, because they are at a level of fame where, I mean, listen, you know, people out there right now, you guys have been cheated on. You're not rich potentially, you're not famous potentially, and it's happened to you. And how have you dealt with that? Now imagine going to that level and doing it so publicly. So I worry about that. So this episode is called I Have Something to Tell You, ... which really is vaguely threatening. I have something to tell you, ... Sounds like a horror film from, like, you know, Bloomhouse or something. We're going to go over a timeline also really quick of Khloe and Tristan's relationship, just so you can have some context going into this. I do also say this is a special episode. I figured out, you know, around halfway through watching the first one and then watching the preview for the entire season, is that this is mixed together. The timeline for this first episode is all over the place. Remember, we ended the last season with finding out on the phone of Kim finding out first. You know, remember, like 6:30 in the morning, creepy fog, you know, oh my God, Tristan did this again. Call Khloe, of them finding out. We don't pick up exactly from that moment. We flash forward, flash back, flash forward, flash back. The timeline is all over the place. We will get to a more stable timeline, I guess, on episode 2, which I look forward to, because it's really hard, because all of a sudden they're having the baby, then they're shopping for the baby, then they're having a baby shower. And it's like, it's just, this episode truly was a special episode dedicated directly to Khloe and the struggle. And I think it was really smart. It was a very smart move. It packs an emotional powerhouse. Hats off to the production. The production is so much better than Keeping Up with the Kardashians. You can tell the editing is insanely better. The music, you guys, this episode in particular, there needs to be a soundtrack just for this episode. Like, I would, like, these songs are so tailor-made. It is selling the OC and selling Sunset songs times 1,000, because the producers found songs, or must have told songwriters of like, okay, we're looking for something like a phoenix rising from the ashes, like somebody that can has been hurt once, but is rising from the ash. Like, they are writing songs so specifically tailored towards Khloe Kardashian. I was jaw dropped. I was like, why not just say Khloe's name in some of these songs? Like, Khloe, I'm singing about you. You can pick yourself up. Kris paid our dues. You know, like, it was so specific. So I was like, we need the soundtrack just for this episode, which I should make. I'll throw that on the Patreon too. But like, the songs are wild. They have stepped up the game. They had done it the first season, but I noticed the second season, it was so tailor-made. Because on Selling Sunset and Selling the OC, it's always the same kind of song of like, girl boss, gonna wake up, be a girl boss, gonna have power, rise, money, Hollywood, rise, but, boob, boob. It's so filler. You know, it's like it's like Maroon 5 music, but worse. Okay. So here is a timeline of their fabled romance. They're not storybook. At one time it was a storybook. Oh God, you guys, just like, what are we doing with our lives? This is a timeline put together by the Us Weekly staff. Us Weekly Online, which shout out to Sarah Heron, who I love, who works for Us Weekly Online. And this is a timeline of their relationship. Now, August 2016 is when this started. Chloe and the NBA player sparked romance rumors in August 2016 as they were spotted leaving LA's Bootsy Bellows nightclub within minutes of each other. You know what's so funny? Chloe has changed what she's done in her life, but Tristan is still that dirty dog hanging out at the same clubs. September 2016, Kardashian and Thompson hit the beach and the waves during their steamy Mexico vacation. So this is when I started becoming aware of it. I mean, this is what, God, 6 years ago? Where does the time go? September 2016, they go to Florida's birthday party together. You know it's serious when you go to Florida's B-Day party together. November 2016, during an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, she gushed about Tristan saying, "I live here, but I'm in Cleveland very often. I actually really do like being in Cleveland. I actually really like it. I like just having my routine and being a little more under the radar. It's nice." And no offense to Cleveland people. I have a lot of listeners from Cleveland, and but nobody's like doing it. It's really nice in Cleveland. No offense. No, it's hot in Cleveland. Anyways, December 2016, the Lovebirds spend the holidays together. Now, remember, Tristan, there is a crossover with his ex, who he has a child with this. And supposedly, or who knows, Chloe was very aware of that. And that's why she gets a lot of hate. January 2017, the E-star and the NBA champ danced in each other's arms on New Year's Eve. Happy New Year. May you always be surrounded by the love you are deserving of. Kardashian captioned a heartfelt picture of herself smiling in Thompson's arm as he kisses her ear. May God's blessings continue to rain on us all. Oh my God, Instagram is such the devil for making it like just having a documented history, but may God's blessings continue to rain on us all. That is acid rain, Chloe. That is run. By the way, if I had a time machine, first off, I'd go and warn myself not to buy DVDs and explain to a young Ryan about streaming and not to waste all of your money on DVDs. Secondly, now for a fee, Chris, I would use my time machine to go back to around January of 2017. I'd be like, "Chloe, I'm from the future. You cannot be with this man. Trust me." And it's like, what? Does he die? No. He cheats on you multiple times on camera. Then you take him back. Then he does it again. She'd be like, "No, I'm not such an idiot." I'm like, "Trust me, you are." Then we cut to March 2017. Episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the media personality introduced her famous family to Thompson at brother-in-law Kanye West concert. Tristan has access. He's got access to Kanye. By the way, remember, Tristan is a known person now. Like, he's not just your average NBA player. He hangs out with Drake, you guys. How do you think this dude... April 2017. She tells ES Magazine, "I've never been in this type of love. And yes, I would marry her man if he were to pop the question. I would love to have a family. We've talked about it. I know for a fact that he would be an impeccable father. I definitely want to be a mom, but I don't put the pressure on it. It's not like this clock is ticking. I feel in my soul it'll happen." August 2017, the best relationship ever. They go on vacation. September 2017. In Us Weekly's Keeping Up with the Kardashians 10-year anniversary special, she says, "I was put on a blind date with Tristan. And Brandon Jennings, who's a basketball player, he's a friend of mine, and Malika's. And he's like, 'You're such a good girl. I want to introduce you to someone.' I was at the Bel Air Hotel. He came to the dinner because I didn't want to go on a blind date. So Brandon kind of ambushed the blind date. So I had a bunch of people and he brought him and we just connected. As for their love now," Kardashian said, "it's a serious relationship." Brandon Jennings, I'm coming for you, buddy. That you are you're a good girl. I want to introduce you to one of the sleaziest dudes I know on the NBA. Brandon, what the F, man? I don't even know who you are. Okay, October 2017, they're kissing and she is pregnant with her first child. December 2017, we get the confirmation of this pregnancy. We see just a photo of Chloe's stomach with Tristan's hands wrapped around her belly, and it says, "My greatest dream realized. We are having a baby. I'd been waiting and wondering, but God had a plan all along. He knew what he was doing. I simply had to trust in him and be patient. I still at times can't believe that our love created life. Tristan, thank you for loving me the way that you do. Thank you for treating me like a queen. Rest in peace, queen. Thank you for making me feel beautiful at all stages. Tristan, most of all, thank you for making me a mommy," in all capitals. "You have made this experience even more magical." Oh, he sure did, than I could have envisioned. I will never forget how wonderful you've been to me during this time. Thank you for making me so happy, my love. Thank you to everyone for the love and positive vibes. I know we've been keeping this quiet, but we wanted to enjoy this between our family and close friends as long as we could privately, to enjoy our first precious moments, just us. Thank you all for understanding. I am so thankful, excited, nervous, eager, overjoyed, and scared all in one, but it's the best bundle of feelings I've ever felt in my life. Khloe Kardashian. January 2018, Kardashian shares a sweet photo kissing Thompson on January 2nd, saying officially 6 months pregnant. January 2018, an Instagram photo of a big bunch of flowers that Tristan sent her after the death of her dog, Gabbana. And she's like, thank you, baby, for being so thoughtful. This gorgeous arrangement brightened up my day. You are the sweetest, my love. February 2018, they celebrate Valentine's together. When a woman is loved correctly, she becomes 10 times the woman she was before. Thank you, my love, Khloe captions an Instagram photo. March 2018, Khloe revealed the couple are expecting a little girl who turns out to be true, who we actually hear say a couple of lines in this episode. So she has her SAG card, her Screen Actors Guild card now. That's great. So having a girl. Then March 2018, Khloe celebrates a baby shower at a pink-themed party at Hotel Bel Air in Beverly Hills. The photo is in caption, Baby Thompson with her and Tristan and a bunch of balloons. March 2018. The E personality, who was 8 months pregnant at the time, took to Instagram to express her love for her boyfriend on his 27th birthday. Oh, so this motherfucker's like 32 now. Get the fuck. To the happiest of birthdays, my love, how special is this thing called life that we share together? She captioned a picture of them kissing. I am so blessed to be creating beautiful, monumental memories with such a wonderful man. I hope this year brings you all that you dream of. You will forever be my always. I love you, baby. March 2018, the reality star revealed one of her maternity photo shoots in a caption and says, I know I'm going to miss my belly so much once my daughter's here. I had to capture the beautiful process that is pregnancy so I can always look back at this time. April 2018. Thompson appeared to kiss another woman at a New York City club in April 2018 in photos and video obtained by Daily Mail. Kardashian was 9 months pregnant when the news broke. Later that same day, TMZ released never-before-seen footage of the NBA player kissing and touching two other women at a hookah lounge. This guy is involving hookahs in Washington, D.C. in October 2017. She has not yet publicly responded. April 2018 as well. Kardashian welcomes her first baby, a girl, on April 12, 2018, at a hospital in Cleveland, Ohio. The baby came just days after the news broke that Thompson had been cheating on her. Kardashian was, quote, shell-shocked and beside herself when she found out. If you watch the show, we watch this happen. Tristan still gets to be in the delivery room. April 2018. Our little girl, True Thompson, has completely stolen our hearts, and we are overwhelmed with love. Such a blessing to welcome this angel into the family. Mommy and Daddy love you, True. Man, Instagram is the devil. I'm going to delete everything. May 2018, a source confirms to us in May 2018 that the twosome were fully back on after the NBA pro was caught cheating. A month later, the reality TV personality spoke out about her decision to stay with Thompson. Quote, you have no knowledge of what goes on in our household or the enormous rebuilding this takes to even coexist. She responds to a fan on Twitter in June of 2018. I'm proud of my strength. I appreciate your opinion, and I hope you hold the same opinion to everyone else who has stayed in situations. June 2018. Kardashian and Thompson packed on the PDA during a romantic getaway with her sister Kendall Jenner and her then beau Ben Simmons. No, shout out to Kendall. The pair looked to be very much in love and letting loose during their trip. September 2018. An eyewitness told us exclusively in September 2018 that Thompson was chatting and flirting with another girl during a night out in LA's Warwick nightclub. They were very touchy-feely. He had his hand on her butt. On her booty. The pair never publicly addressed these allegations. Now, this is just a thought. If you have a daughter and you're in LA and Khloe's in LA with your daughter and you've already cheated once, and listen, go home. You have a really big home. Like, build a nightclub in there. Like, why are any of you going to nightclubs anymore? October 2018, as Kardashian prepared to join Thompson in Cleveland for a big chunk of the 2018 season, a source told us the Good American designer doubts began to creep in October 2018. The source noted Khloe is being extremely cautious about uprooting her entire life for Tristan again. Good. November 2, I even know how this ends, and I'm like, good, go, Khloe. November 2018, the duo were forced to relive the April 2018 cheating scandals on the November 2018 episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. In addition to calling the Cleveland Cavaliers star a piece of shit during the November 18th episode, she also says, I was definitely and completely in shock. I can't believe I had to deal with this disgusting crap still in the hospital room. Kardashian also defended her decision to let Thompson in her hotel room while True was born. Regardless of what Tristan did to me, I was never going to take that moment away from True or Tristan. You know what, you guys, like I said this while I was writing my notes, but I'll say it right now, is I never think about the day I was born. I think about it like for my mom, you know, like, or like on my birthday, I think, you know, but I don't think about who was in the room. In fact, I'm pretty sure my dad was there. I'm not positive, but like, I think, I mean, I think I'm like, I would have heard if he wasn't there. Right. But I think he was there, but also my dad loves me. He shows it. Like, I'm good. I mean, I'm not good. I'm doing podcasts, but I'm good other than that. And like we're okay. We're growing. Like, why do we treat True and all kids like they're just dummies? Like True be like, oh, mom, he cheated on you. You found out a couple days before I was born? Hell yeah, mom, you didn't have him in. High five up top. November 2018, the couple spent Thanksgiving together in Cleveland. Tristan Thompson wrote, I'm so blessed, posting a photo of himself embracing Kardashian and their daughter. Happy Thanksgiving from my family to yours. Hashtag give thanks. Hashtag blessed. Hashtag I got so many girlfriends in Cleveland. Meanwhile, the reality star debunked fan speculation that sibling tension was the reason she decamped to Ohio for the holiday. Quote, y'all are reaching now. I've spent the past 3 years in Cleveland for Thanksgiving. My sisters and I are perfectly fine. Thank you. All of their families were about to travel, but TT being in season, he cannot. We make sacrifices for our man. They can't try, you know, he can't travel. He's in season. He can travel to a club when he's in Los Angeles, though. He can do that, right? February 2019, the couple called it quits. Their breakup came days after the Keeping Up with the Kardashian star spent Valentine's Day alone while Thompson allegedly flirted with women at a Los Angeles bar. This dude loves a bar. This dude must have been hit hard by the pandemic. And by the way, that's part of the reason why he probably set his sights on Khloe. A lot of the nightclubs were shut down. April 2019, 2 months after their scandal with Jordan Woods. Remember, that was a whole issue that had come up around this time, and their breakup as well. 2 months after that scandal, when the get together aired on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, fans learned that Thompson tried to kiss his ex before the bash, before this birthday of their daughter's first birthday party in April of 2019. Okay, July of 2019. Khloe says, I'm so good. I feel really happy and I'm spending so much time with my family. We're working so much, but I like that. I'm taking time for myself and I think that I'm really good at being single. I enjoy it. I don't ever feel like I need a man to feel solid. I feel really good. So I'm enjoying spending time with True and my family. October 2019, in the months following the Woods scandal, Jordan Woods Thompson made headlines for leaving flirty comments on the Kardashian Instagram post. Block this motherfucker. My God. Block, you know, Lisa Rinna blocks everybody. Jax blocks everybody. Block this dude. Khloe is co-parenting and not getting back with him, one source told us. That obviously had nothing to do with the family. Quote, Khloe and Tristan have been spending time together, primarily involving True. Tristan has made it known to Khloe he wants to reconcile. A second source added, they always have two sources with Kardashian news. Her friends are concerned Tristan misses the lifestyle and perks that are included when dating a Kardashian. And that is very true. I don't get to hang out with Drake if I don't know you guys. December 2019, after viewers saw Thompson gift Kardashian a diamond necklace during a December 2019 episode, she took to Instagram to defend her decision to forgive the NBA player for his past indiscretions. Quote, life is short. We're all humans trying to figure out this thing called life. Yes, I'm allowed to feel hurt and pain. It would be unnatural for me to pretend as if I don't. Personally, I don't want me carrying around a hateful heart. Well, personally, I don't want you to be with Tristan ever again. Me holding on to hate is only going to hurt me in the end. I have chosen to not pollute my heart and my energy by holding on to anything negative. I am allowed to forgive, but still not accept their behaviors. I wish nothing but beautiful blessings for everybody that has ever been in my life. This is also kind of when the time she's like, it's us. It's now we're the trolls, the fans, the memers, the Twitterers that have an opinion of like, girl, run. But we're gremlins. We are not Tristan. Good. Tristan good. We bad. Hours later, she revealed she was writing about both Thompson and Jordan Woods. The reason why I decided to post my previous post is because I'm seeing a lot of back and forth with people asking, why don't I keep that same energy with Jordan? That message is for Jordan. It's for anyone else who has ever hurt me. For some reason, people want to assume that I'm talking only about Tristan. This message applies to all parties in all situations that have ever hurt me. I have moved on, found forgiveness, and wish you only happiness and joy. December 2019, the pair reunited at the annual Kardashian Christmas Eve party, which Kourtney Kardashian hosted. February 2020, on the one-year anniversary of Thompson and Jordan Woods' cheating scandal, a source exclusively told us that the athlete and Kardashian were happily co-parenting True and had no plans to get back together. March 2020, COVID-19 pandemic. A source said at the time, Khloe doesn't have bad or negative feelings towards Tristan at this point. Being quarantined has made her have a soft spot for him. Damn you, COVID. And she knows he will always be part of her life in some way because he is True's dad. Khloe has been open and receptive towards Tristan. April 2020. We find out that Khloe's decided to freeze her eggs, telling viewers, who knows, maybe I'll never date again. In an episode that aired later this month, Thompson agreed to be her sperm donor. Girl, I know you love True. I'm telling you, there are better men to get sperm from. I'm pretty sure. April 2020, the exes threw a Trolls themed birthday party for True when she turned 2. I should have been at the Trolls themed birthday party. May 2020, after fans speculated the Kardashian was covering her stomach in social media photos, she says, that's sick and hurtful things people say. I'm disgusted by so many things I'm seeing, shaking my head. People swear they know everything about me, including my uterus. Sick. June 2020, Kardashian and Thompson were caught looking cozy at their friend's 30th birthday party in June 2020. I'm trying to speed along here because this is a long, dude, this is how long this shit has been going on. Multiple sources in August of 2020 say the pair were back together. Khloe would love to give daughter True a sibling because she's at the perfect age for pain. August 2020, Us exclusively revealed that the twosome are house hunting together, primarily in California, Hidden Hills and Calabasas neighborhood. We do find out that Khloe actually does a home build right next to Kris Jenner's new home build. August 2020, Scott Disick was the first member of the Kardashian-Jenner clan to publicly acknowledge that the pair were back together. At Real Tristan 13 is a lucky man, Disick commented on an Instagram photo of a revenge body star, which is like, lucky man to have somebody that forgets so quickly and easily and forgives so nicely. October 2020, the duo packed on the PDA at Kim Kardashian's 40th birthday party, which was featured in an October 21st Keeping Up with the Kardashians clip. Thompson gave Khloe a kiss on the cheek when they posed for a picture in the photo booth. Skipping through to them in some costumes. February 2021, the Good American co-creator told Thompson in a Keeping Up with the Kardashians clip that she was ready to conceive baby number 2. And remember that he was all like doing the head bop. He's like, all right. He goes, that's what I like to hear. I remember, it's burned into my mind. You bastard. June 2021, Us confirmed that the pair broke up a few weeks ago and that they remain amicable towards each other and we will continue to co-parent. The insider added there was no drama that broke them up. Things just didn't work out between the two of them. It's just that simple. The split news came one day after part 2 of the Keeping Up with the Kardashians reunion aired. During the special, Khloe revealed that she definitely trusts him as a friend, but was taking it day by day. December 2021, Marilee Nichols welcomed a baby on December 2nd, claiming that Thompson is the father. Thompson, who confirmed via legal documents that he had had sex with the trainer in March, remember this is before Khloe knew, has requested a paternity test because, that slut be lying. Duh. Kardashian is hurt by the news, a source exclusively told Us. I could have been that. I bet she's hurt. This is a very sad time for Khloe. She really loves Tristan and still held a candle for him. She thought he might have changed his ways. Khloe now knows that Tristan was unfaithful to her when they were back together. The insider added that the Kardashian family has always rallied around her with their support. Even though Khloe is hurt, she's staying strong and trying to move forward. This is the point where the Kardashian family also needs to step in and go, publicly, we want to say, fuck you, Tristan Thompson. Buy the shirt that Ryan Bailey made from So Bad It's Good. Okay, now we're getting into this year finally. January 2022, Thompson confirmed that he was the father of Nichols' son via Instagram, saying, oh, my bad. Because, and this Instagram post, he goes, Khloe, you don't deserve this. You don't deserve the heartache and humiliation I have caused you. He should have put in again. You don't deserve the way I've treated you over the years. My actions certainly have not lined up with the way I view you. Isn't that weird? I have the utmost respect. No, you don't, and love for you, regardless of what you may think. Oh, yeah, gaslight that bitch. Regardless of the crazy thoughts you may think about me. Again, P.S. Incredibly sorry. March 2022. Kardashian told Variety that Thompson's paternity drama will play out on the Hulu show. I wish I never had to talk about that because it's not a fun thing to talk about, but it's part of my journey in life. So we'll see it on the show. March 2022, after confirming that Thompson's paternity scandal will be addressed, she explains everything happens for a reason. I always try to be as respectful as possible, but it's reality. But it's not going to be some long, drawn-out situation. I think people are probably a little tired of it. There's so much more to love about life than these little blips that happen to us, Khloe said. Oh, girl. Oh, girl. March 2022, amid his paternity suit drama, Thompson claimed that he and Kardashian were engaged in Snapchat messages he allegedly sent to Nichols. In court documents obtained by us, the NBA player allegedly wrote in April 2021 that he was engaged, but I will be married soon. Why would you want a baby with a man that's engaged? You want to keep a mistake? This is what he told Mary Lee when she was pregnant. Like, I'm about to be married soon. You want to keep a baby that's a mistake? 1 month later, the Canada native allegedly told Nichols that, quote, me and my fiance going to announce publicly about our marriage soon, adding they plan to move out of the country after getting married. Lies, lies, lies. While neither he nor the Good American founder have confirmed an engagement, the document states that he paid $2 million for an engagement ring, April 2, 2022. I still think he's a great guy and he's a great dad. He's just not the guy for me. She tells Robin Roberts during an ABC tell-all interview. July 2022, us confirmed that the exes are expecting their second child together via surrogate. The duo split in summer of 2021, but Thompson agreed to be a sperm donor for his ex, and they settled on a carrier before his paternity scandal with Nichols broke in December 2021. Khloe and Tristan are not back together. A source says they have not spoken since December, instead outside of co-parenting issues. The baby was conceived via surrogate before it was revealed to Khloe and the public that Tristan was having a baby with someone else in December. Now, I want to correct this timeline a little bit because, she was accepting him back as a love as well, not just as a sperm donor. Also in July, a source tells us that the now exes are set to welcome a baby boy together, noting they specifically chose to implant a male embryo into their gestational carrier. July 2022, the Kardashian-Jenner clan was supportive, but they have distanced themselves from Thompson in the wake of this controversy with Nichols. August 2022, us confirmed that the duo welcomed the second child. And September, this is a quote from Khloe. I was on the fence about having Tristan come to the hospital or not, but since Tristan wants to be here, I just figured, why not? Let him come. I'll never get this moment back. I'll never get this moment back. No. That's your moment, girl. It's not his moment. It's your moment. Okay. So that is where we are. And by the way, that was taken from Us Weekly, the Us Weekly online, Us Magazine. I truly geek out about Us Weekly so hard. So that is a timeline. And those, it's so helpful to actually enrage myself further by reading the timeline. Okay. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back to actually recap the show. Dude, this is how hard I go. Go get the Patreon. And we are back. Welcome to the recap portion of this. If you're just joining this because you skipped using the timestamps, I just went over the whole history of Khloe and Tristan and announced that this was only going to be on Patreon from here on out. Patreon.com/so bad it's good. For $5 a month, you get this and so much else. Okay, here we go. I Have Something to Tell You is the title of this episode, and the show description, what it gives us: as the Kardashians return for season 2, Khloe reveals shocking news that will change the family forever. And I'm like, will it? At this point, it's still shocking, but we had Caitlyn. Yeah, baby, what's going on? It's me, Caitlyn. I feel like we need to bring Caitlyn back at some point. I want to be a grandma. I haven't done. Woo, yeah, baby, it's me, Caitlyn. I used to play mini golf, and I tinker around with my helicopters and keeping up with the Kardashians. But I'm back, baby. Oh, Caitlin, we don't agree politically, but I miss you on the show. And um, so also they already have season 2, episode 2, the description out on Hulu. It comes out next week, and it's called Prada You. Great title. Kylie welcomes baby number 2, which gives us further evidence that the timeline we see in this special episode about Chloe, is we now go back in time where Kylie has her baby, while Courtney plans her dream wedding. Chloe sees how her past trauma has affected her brain. Oh no. Chloe finds out she's mentally handicapped, and Kendall heads to and Kendall just heads to somewhere to walk in a fashion show. Kendall and Kim head somewhere to walk in a fashion show. A gripping episode next week. But I love, because we see in the trailer at the end of this, we do see Chloe going for a brain scan. And I'm just like, this poor girl is like, I've made such bad decisions. I need somebody to look at my brain. That's literally what it reads to me like. And I'm like, holy shit. But I thought, once again, so smart to put this all in this episode. So we don't, well, I'm sure we'll revisit this pain in multiple episodes, but we don't have to focus on it. I like, this is like ripping the Band-Aid off. And I think it also, she might have taken a bullet for Kim a little bit, because Pete has been, for all intents and purposes, I believe, edited out of this show. We don't even get a reference to them. And who knows why? Maybe Kim wants him back and wants to, the rumor was Pete was horrified about being a part of this show and in the trailer for this show. So maybe someone, I really appreciate you. I want a chance for us in the future. Or it could be like a fuck you. We don't need you in the show. We got plenty of content with a capital K. But who knows? I don't personally care. Also, I was going to do a whole segment on Kanye during Good Morning America today, but those dudes, I taped it, I watch it, and then it's all just like, I think, further, tune in tonight for the further interview and on Nightline as well. So they're not even they didn't put it all on Good Morning America like I thought they would. But basically, he's like, yeah, sorry to my wife for using social media again. I need her to be strong, and like all this basic bullshit Kanye. We've heard it again and again and again. Listen, Kanye might like trade his musical styles like all from like here to there, and you guys know my relationship with Kanye, but he still plays this same song again and again of just being a complete dork towards his wife. Whether you love Kim or you hate Kim, I think we can all be in agreement that he uses, it's so funny, he uses social media, and they talk about social media in the Good Morning America interview. He says, it's so funny because you can, it's like a car can take you after you've been in a car crash, a car can take you to the hospital, or that car can get hit by another car on the way to the hospital. He was using that in regards to social media. And I'm like, dude, you always use social media as a fucking semi to crash into somebody. That's what you use social media for. And to hawk $260 hoodies at the Gap, whatever. But he apologizes on Good Morning America. I just think it's like, dude, too little, too late. If they get back together, and who knows, maybe they need a season 3, and she will. But I would, I would really warn against that. And I do think I give Kim enough credit to realize that would not be good. But you can tell, like, Kanye's like, okay, I got Pete out of the way. Okay, like I got my game. I got my bushy beard. I got, I think he really truly believes that. But I will say, you want your wife to be strong, don't ever mention her again on social media. Just don't do it. And if you want to mention the kids, mention them in a positive way about how good of a dad you are. He wants every, amazing thing that comes with fatherhood to be his, but sometimes he's only there for a portion of the time. So you can't be the most amazing dad in the world when you're going to war with Adidas and with Gap. That's what he uses his Instagram for. He uses Instagram to go to war with Gap and Adidas. And then he'll do that, post delete thing. I've gotten a lot of screenshots this week. He's been active on it, but he also uses it to like shit talk his wife and their parenting agreement. I hope that Kanye deep down knows the difference between going after a corporation and going after the mother of your children. Like, you need Kim to be strong, then you need to shut the fuck up. like everybody gives men a bad name. I feel like, man, like you are one of the most artistic people out there. Kim can't hold a candle to your artistry, nor would she ever try. You have such a gift, but you also have this great capacity to be an asshole, just a complete asshole. I mean, and for as much good as you do, you have the way too. Like you're doing equal damage. That's the part I don't understand. Like you do put so much good into the world, but you're starting to like, and I don't understand. Just personally, my thoughts are always like, I don't understand where, like, how God, always it's in the name of God, and we bring God into this, and it's like God taught us to turn the other cheek. God taught us to, like that part just confuses me personally. Like I'm like, you're one of the people that profess the word of the Lord so much, yet you're one of the meanest, angriest people I've seen. You're a bully. The way you've treated Kid Cudi to me was disgusting. And you've been diagnosed as clinically bipolar. I have a very close person in my life who was just recently diagnosed with being bipolar. And I know this person looks up to Kanye West. And to to have this person see Kanye and go, well, I don't have to take my meds. Like he's amazing. Da, da, da. It's like, no, man, this ain't an example. This is not it. Talk to anybody that has had or dealt with or has bipolar and how it works. It's such a, it's one of those things where we all have these gifts, but we all have these burdens as well. And these kind of things that we have to deal with. I don't know. I get really upset. And maybe this is just part of me getting older and being like fuddy-duddy and all of that stuff, but it's just very disappointing. Okay, now on to the horror of this show. We get Hulu presents Hulu original, and it says gentle music. We hear a bird chirping, chirp, 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 shots of beautiful grounds. And then we have Kim and Chloe on a bed. Chloe has her glasses on, and Kim goes, how are you feeling? And Chloe's like, I mean, I'm anxious. And she's in camouflage, which I'm like, I can see you, Chloe. And she's like, I feel like it has to be, like, yeah, it has to be good soon. Chloe says, and Kim goes, yeah. This is when I wrote the note, everyone looks insane on this show. Watching them, I'm just like, I was like flat. I was like, because the amount of weight is just jaw dropping, but they are so, it's like AI, it's like so perfected. I have the makeup of a perfect, but then if you look closer and if you have a high def TV screen, you're just like, oh my God. It's like one of those 3D art prints where you're like trying to blur your eyes so you can see what it really looks like, and Kim goes, you can absolutely do this. You'll have a sense of relief. Like, get it out. Everyone will judge because that's what these nasty people will do. Anyways, Kim says, and I'm like, I have a name, Kim. My name is Ryan. So she's talking about like, just rip off the Band-Aid. Let everybody know about this. They're going to be nasty because that's what they do. Girl, sometimes we're actually trying to protect you. Like I've read some of the nicest things about Khloe Kardashian out of all the Kardashians. It's not always bad, but at some point you cannot ignore the fact that it's turned into a joke. You cannot ignore that fact. Khloe says it's about that, but it's also like the whole circumstance. And Kim's like, it'll be therapeutic to deal. You haven't dealt. You're in denial about your relationship. You're in denial that someone committed to doing this with you and then committed to, and Khloe goes, somebody else. And Kim goes, yeah. And Khloe goes, it's time. And Kim goes, it is time for sure. So it is time for sure. And then we get all of a sudden, I don't know, 6 Kardashians walking towards the screen. When I was a little kid, I was so scared of the Incredible Hulk because I thought he would burst through the TV screen and it was like an angry green muscle man. But this is a similar feeling when I'm watching these 6 Kardashians. It fucking looks like the Avengers, you guys. It looks like these look so costumed and made up. They look like superheroes. That's not a compliment. It truly is like Mad Max. I'm like, they're just walking toward him like, stop. Like the bigger the TV, the scarier it gets. It's like just odd combination of plastic surgery and costuming. It's eerie. It's not fun. And this episode, I think, is not supposed to be fun. We cut to a talking head and Chloe is sitting down for a talking head, and the producer's like, "Hey, lady." And Chloe's like, "Hello." And she's like, "Oh my God, great look, Chloe." And she's like, "Okay, all right, you guys ready on set?" And she goes, "Chloe, are you ready?" And Chloe goes, "Yeah." And then Chloe goes, she's like, "There's," and this is right here, this picture, if you're watching YouTube, this is what she goes, and she has that little who knows now, the Naomi from Southern Charm knows. She goes, "There's something I need to talk about." Nerd tech. I get these headaches. Oh no. She goes, "There's something I need to talk about. That day when you guys were shooting." And I just want to also comment on the talking head. It is such a beautifully lit composition shot, but it is so blown out. Like the amount of light it takes to achieve the look that they have in those talking heads is insane. And she goes, when you guys were shooting that day with Kim about Tristan, which was the season finale last season, we get a flashback and Kim's like, "Did you see what he sent you? And you found out Tristan was having a baby with someone else?" And Chloe's like, "What is going on in this flashback?" And Chloe's like, "What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?" And Kim's like, "So he's been lying to you." And Chloe in the flashback goes, "What the fuck? This can't be happening. This can't be happening." And in the talking head now, Chloe goes, "There was just something I wasn't ready to talk about. And I don't even want to cry." Girl, cry. Cry. Please cry. You've already monetized the pain, or your mom has, or whatever, but cry. Don't be brave for us. Cry. I'll cry right now with you. Cry. This is horrific. Nobody deserves this again and again and again. Cry. Nobody at this point, like, I'm like, why aren't you crying? Cry the whole hour long. But if you're going to monetize the pain, let it out. She goes, "Tristan and I are," I don't even know if I want to say Tristan and I, she's so confused. She goes, we're having another baby. And obviously it's really private. And I don't want to get out right now, because I want to protect, like, I think my mental well-being. And I was like, too late for that, as well as the surrogate and all of that. It's been a lot to go through all this at the same time. But there was a minute, I don't know. I wasn't with you guys. We hear somber piano music playing. But from what I could see watching the finale, Chloe says, we get a flashback to that day with Kim. Now, this is weird because this is a scene we didn't see on the finale, I believe. It almost seems like this was shot potentially at a later date. I hate to throw in a conspiracy here, but it's just weird because in the footage from that season finale episode, we see people milling about in the background in Kim's home gym. And, Kim says something like, Chloe's like, "I think Kim said in this, if this is not a sign you shouldn't have another baby with him, what is?" We cut to Kim in that flashback saying, "I'm saying that if this isn't the biggest sign for you not to have a baby with this human being." And then Chloe goes in the talking head, "But what you didn't see was, I think I said, take me off speaker." We get a flashback back to that moment. And Chloe goes, "We might have a little problem." This is weird to me. It almost, and this is just from watching too much Housewives, is that it almost feels like this was inserted at a later date to almost achieve the storytelling that they needed to tell to bridge this. Because we're supposed to believe that she told Kim with the cameras there because they were texting Chloe, "I'm filming that day that we saw." And Kim goes in this flashback, "Well, I'm filming right now. Literally, I'm filming a whole thing this morning, literally. And this was not it." I'm like, okay, well, what was Kim filming that day? We were just watching her work out at like 6:30 in the morning. And Chloe goes, "Well, I need to talk to you." And Kim goes, "Yeah." And in the talking head, Chloe goes, "I told her we did an embryo transfer a couple days ago." So a couple days before this all broke. And Kim in the flashback, this is what I'm saying. The editing, boom, 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 boom. Kim goes, "Oh my God, look at your butt." No, "Oh my God." And she goes, "I mean, it's supposed to be a really amazing time. It's just a different experience. I know, but time is ticking and I keep burying my head in the sand and that doesn't do anything. So this is where we are." This is Chloe in the talking head, but all I look at is her little itty bitty nose. But at the same time, what she's talking about is she's even admitting, "I'm hiding. I am hiding." And this is what I'm talking about. The music, the song is like, kicking and screaming. I just want to find a way out. And we get shots of the city, shots of a driving Bentley. My heart's barely beating. I'm trying to move through this crowd. We see palm trees. We see the sign for City of Calabasas. I'm so tired of feeling so weak. We see a car, this Bentley pull up, the door opens. Yeezy sandals are the first thing we see, and Chloe gets out, so skinny. And she goes, I may not be dying, but it seems to be killing me. We get the slow-mo of Chloe walking into Kylie, and Kylie's in Stormy's new big girl bedroom, and the door squeaks, and Kylie's like, hey, which, by the way, nobody's sneaking up on Kylie. Like, nobody's sneaking up on a billionaire. Like, there's like, we're letting Chloe in right now. We're letting Chloe in right now. Okay, we got Chloe. We got Chloe. Nobody's like, sorry, I just think nobody's like, Kylie's like, whoa, hey, I didn't know you were coming over. No, this is fucking like, she knows. Oh, hey, oh. And Chloe's like, I haven't been in here. And Kylie's like, I know, I redid it for, and she's like, oh, you mean the bedroom? I thought you were talking about my face. I redid it for her. I have 2 kids now, so I need to make space. And I'm like, okay, cool. And they do a big hug, as sisters do. And Chloe's like, does Stormy love it? And she goes, she loves it. So what's up? How you feeling? And Chloe's like, it's more real every day. Time is ticking. In a talking head, Chloe says, obviously now everyone in my immediate family knows about the surrogate and the embryo transfer. I'm sort of just now getting my head around it. So I have to make it real because it's such a dark cloud that's supposed to be this joyous thing. But the past couple of months, I've just been ignoring it, I guess, which I think to me is very honest. I totally, I mean, it is, those mistakes that you think you're, like I've followed my gut a couple times. They always tell you follow your gut, you guys, right? I followed my gut a couple times and I've been dead wrong. And you're like, oh, the universe always, but it's like the times I have followed my gut, I've been wrong because they were like, listen to your gut. You know what? And I can tell you 2 big times I listened to my gut and I was so dead wrong. And I guess I learned from that in the long run or whatever, but it hurts, man. It really shakes your foundation. It really shakes your foundation. You really don't trust yourself after that. And Kylie says, okay, but this baby is being born into the best family. Have you checked our bank accounts recently? She goes, no, he's been born into the best family of all time, except for Rob. No, he goes, he already has 700 cousins, Kylie says. And Chloe's like, yeah, mom thinks they won't notice there's another one. And Chloe's like, they will. And Kylie says, I feel like this baby, he's meant to be here with us because there's just no other way that you guys decided to do this days before the news came out. And Chloe goes, yeah, days before. I mean, this decision was made days before. She wouldn't have made this decision otherwise. In a talking head, Chloe further lets us know we did it days before Thanksgiving. And I found out Tristan's situation the first week of December. It's just so close. I don't want to think I would do this. I don't want people to think I would do this after the fact. And I was like, we found out in July, right, you guys? And she goes, why would I want to have a baby with someone who's having a baby with someone else? And I was like, I don't know, Chloe, you tell me why. Because at first, I mean, who knows? But she goes, this was a comforting sentence. She goes, I am not that much of a sociopath, which, by the way, Tristan is. She goes, no, and she goes, I'm a lunatic, but I am not fucking deranged. I do want to take this moment, though, and especially with the Adam Levine news from this week, I want to say how much we have normalized cheating. Like it really now is just expected. And it usually goes celebrities and then it works its way down, celebrities always give us the way, or like we're trying to be like celebrities. Celebrities have fully normalized cheating for the common man and woman. Like we should be, it's like Us Weekly. Women expect to be cheated on, 10 tips on how to get cheated on in a classy way to keep your head up high. I'm sure Glamour and all those magazines are like, 20 tips on how to love your partner after they've loved everybody in the state of California. It is so weird. Like we've truly now, and we make jokes about it. I make jokes about it. Every guy cheats, right? Like that's really what we're saying here. We've completely normalized it. There's not a lot of repercussions. It's just wild. It's it's like Shep and Taylor from Southern Charm. She goes, Kylie Kylie goes, I always tell you, Chloe, that I think everything happens for a reason. And when you meet that baby, it'll all make sense. All your feelings will feel validated. And Chloe goes, okay, thank you. It's like, thanks for your permission, Kylie. I'm literally 15 years older than you. What the fuck? Chloe's like, okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you for validating my feelings. No, she actually, but the sad thing is, Chloe was like, oh, thank you, girl. And I was like, man. And then Kylie's like, and then you're going to be fine. And I was like, no, you're not. Like, let's stop putting this pressure on a new baby to solve everything in our damn lives. Are you like, that's such a pressure for a newborn to just fix everything. And Chloe's like, I tell myself that every day I'll be fine. And Kylie's like, any cold feet you'll have will just magically go away. And if you weren't freaking out, Chloe, I would be concerned. And Chloe goes, okay, good. Cause I'm not okay. This isn't okay. And she's like laughing, and Kylie's laughing too. And this is the moment where I get distracted from the scene. And I was just like, what do you think Kylie's face feels like? It sometimes looks like Play-Doh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you even allowed to touch? I was looking at a timeline, some Instagram account posted of just the dramatic change, not even with puberty, but just of all the work. And, you know, Kylie, a beautiful woman, but still, like, can you touch her face? Like what happens if she like takes a softball to the face? Does it like bend in? I'm not even joking. Like, I'm like, there's like serious face work. And sometimes I just look, I'm like, how does that even work? How does it? Cause it's like not her face. She's built a face on top of her face. And obviously I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just like, this is like, look at it. In a talking head, Kylie says, it's how it went down. The circumstances are it's very hard to navigate. It's just so sad. I just love my sister. And I think that, you know, and this is Kylie starts tearing up. Everyone tears up in this episode. She's like, I just hate that she's going through this. And Kylie says, how's the baby's room going? And Chloe goes, I don't have a baby room. And she goes, you don't have a room? She's like, I've seen your house. It's a mansion. She's like, no, I have a room, but it's an adult bed in there. It's all adult furniture. Cause you know, no one in my house knows. By the way, this is weird. Cause in the talking head, she says at this point, everybody in her immediate family knows. Does she mean her staff? Like she's hiding it from her staff, like Jeeves, the butler? And Kylie goes, do you want me to order furniture and keep it in my garage? Kylie says. And Chloe goes, okay. And they're like, okay, we'll do that. Like, I do want to point out too, that this makes sense, right? But at the same time, think a little bit more into this. It's like, they both live in massive, cavernous mansions. Chloe could hide. There's a room where Chloe could hide some baby furniture in her own house. Kylie's like, sneak it into my garage. Like, what do you fuck? Your garage is the size of Dodger Stadium. Are you kidding me? I love when they act like they're common folks. Like, we got to sneak around. We live in the valley. Kylie goes, also, I have all the baby clothes in the world for you. Like, this is like, girl, Chloe's, you know, fluid monetarily. She's fine. She goes, oh my God, this is my favorite little baby. Look at it. You know, you forget how little, like tiny the legs are. And Chloe goes, it's crazy how small the legs are. And Kylie goes, I'll have a bag of clothes for you every month. And I'm like, give them to somebody else. In a talking head, Chloe goes, obviously I'm going through this without my partner, but I don't feel lonely. And she goes, I mean, I know I just have the best family in the world and I'm so lucky. And if I didn't have that, I would probably be in a really dark place, Chloe says. And the song, she goes, I know it could always get worse. It's still shitty when you're going through it, she says. And now we cut to a new scene and the song is like, it's hard not to let it go when you've ever known. And we see the waves crashing. We see seagulls. Everything is changing. We cut to road, cloud, palm trees. I love that one moment. And if you don't live in Los Angeles, you wouldn't be aware, but they cut from a scene with a car in Century City and the car takes a turn and all of a sudden we're in Calabasas. And it's like, you guys, that's like 40 miles away from where they actually take that turn. And I'm like, wow. And by the way, at the same time, that could be true. They might have developed some sort of futuristic car that can do shit like that. Kylie gets out of her car in this scene and comes into mom's house. We see bodyguards everywhere. Like, we actually see Chris very heavily guarded. Chris is in all white, like an angel. And Chris sees Kylie and she goes, oh, you look so darling.
bring it in. Like, bring it in for a hug. Like, who are you, Vince Vaughn? Like, bring it in. And then Kylie goes, I miss you so much. I miss you so much. Kylie and Chris have a very weird relationship. Not even mother daughter, but just be weird because that's her first billionaire. And you never forget your first daughter that's a billionaire. And they do this weird kiss. And she goes, we see this like like big dog, guard dog come down. And Chris is like, when you see that little monster, you know, Kendall's not far behind because Kendall's also a big monster. And we see Kim then come in this like Balenciaga white, like a surf top. I don't know, man. Like, it's like, chill with the superhero shit, man. And Kim goes, hi, Doogie. She tells Kendall. And I was like, Doogie, that's Kyle's name from Beverly Hills. Is Kim trying to give nicknames? No, they can both be called Doogie. And Kim says, I want to talk to my family to see how we can help Chloe right now. I thought we can have a get together and we can be super supportive. She's just so damn skinny, Kim is. And Chris says, okay, anyone else talking to Chloe? And Kendall goes, off and on. And Chris goes, anyone else? I'm really worried about her. And Kendall goes, she's very good at shutting off. And Kylie says, it's probably really hard for her to talk about. We don't know the exact date of this conversation. Kendall says, I can only imagine, you know. I do find it interesting that everybody in this room has been cheated on. I mean, Corey supposedly, allegedly just cheated on Chris last year. We had that. Remember the photograph in the club? What's up? I'm Corey. Yeah. I want to get that booty, Chris. Yeah. Soft-spoken king. But he also potentially cheated. Also, we know Kanye has cheated, admittedly. Also, Kylie, we know Travis Scott. Travis Scott supposedly has a whole other girlfriend. Only recently has Travis Scott even taken photos with Kylie, which is just wild to me. So, Kendall goes, like, everything happened, and she's like, it gets worse. And Kylie says, Tristan knew this was happening, you guys. Kendall says, yeah, it's like Tristan was encouraging her to go forward with this baby when he knew this was already happening with this other girl. It was almost like he was trapping her. And I'm like, Kendall, damn it, do not make me like you, girl. That is smart. Chris says, well, he did. He wanted to hang on to her for sure. And I thought that if they did, you know, if they did this, and he thought if they did this, that she would marry him. I mean, it truly is disturbing. It's disgusting what he did. It really is. Kylie goes in a talking head, I'm really disappointed in Tristan. You know, it's like, it's fucked up. He had another baby on the way with someone else. And it makes me uncomfortable to put someone else in that position, especially when there was a child involved. It's just really unforgivable in my books. Damn it. The younger generation of these, the Jenners, smart as hell. That is dead on. It's unforgivable. It is. Let's call it out and get it out. There's enough people in this world, you guys. You do not need to keep going to the same dark, horrible well. There are so many people in this world. There's so many fish in the sea. Get this dude out. Chris says, Chloe sometimes has her head in the sand a little bit. I haven't heard her really talk about anything. And I'm like, she lives next door, Chris. What is going on? Like, they all act like she's hiding. And I'm like, maybe she is, but I don't know really the correct answer. But they make it seem like she's just hiding, which I don't know. Once again, I find it very hard to believe that Chloe's in hiding from her own family, knowing how invested they are with each other. I mean, Chris is her damn manager. I also just find it weird that this embryo transfer happened without Chris's knowledge. That part doesn't make sense to me. And, she goes, you know what we should do? Like, I would love to give her a baby shower. That would be fun. And Kendall says, well, but if Chloe doesn't want one. And Kylie says, well, if it's just private, maybe it's just us, and the cameras, of course. And Kim goes, totally. And Chris says, yeah, it can just be the family. And you see that wicked glint in Chris's eye. Kim in a talking head goes, it's really tricky. Like, she doesn't want to celebrate anything, but you have to change her mindset. Like, she doesn't want anyone to know right now. And I respect that. But I just think that we have to shift the energy a little bit. So there's some positivity and light during this time. Kim is completely right. But you will also notice a lot of like extreme wealth people have this, like, I can only focus on the positive, no negativity, because it is, once you get to that level, it's like, holy shit, I imagine. So you're like, I can't deal with any negativity. It throws me off because my life is so completely nothing that I ever dreamed it could be, And Kylie says, if I feel like she feels support, if she feels support from us, she might feel better about having this child. And Kim goes, yeah. And Chris says, it's going to happen. So now it's time to enjoy it, I think. I'm like, Chris, really, you think it's time to enjoy it now? And Kylie's like, yeah, it's happening. And they all go, yeah, 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 yeah. Now, this is a first for the Kardashians. We cut to a country song. It's like, I look back to where I've been. I've had to take my chances. I will walk that road again, and I'll take it to the end. Like, I was like, whoa, look at us diversifying, getting some country in there. Now, Malika, one of the Malika twins, Malika and Khadijah, Malika, Chloe's best friend, is the caption that comes on. She's in there, and Chloe's in the bedroom playing with True. And how old is True's 5? Worried about her a little bit. Oh yeah, and then we hear the song playing under it, and I hear like, to be the last one standing. Chloe's chasing True, and I'm just like, Chloe's just like so skinny that I'm just like, oh my god, she's like, True, no, I don't have the energy. And they're in the bathroom, and True's trying to hide under the faucet area, and she's like, oh my god, True, I can't fit under there. I'm like, yeah, you can. You are skinny mini. And Malika's like, KK. She's like, hey, Malik. And then Malika's like, oh, and True, hi, cutie. And True's like on the floor, and she's like edging backwards, like she's never seen Malika a day in her life. And Chloe's like, can you say hi? And she seems like she's like, no, like she's seen, it's like Food God, which, by the way, I just remembered Food God for the first time. Oh my God, no Food God. Amazing. Hell, this might be one of the best iterations of the Kardashians ever. And Malika's like, do I have to trick the high out of you? And I'm like, well, you tricked Chloe a lot of the, I mean, you're still in her circle. And she's like, you're growing so fast. And then this is so sad because it's like set up, like, like, hey, kids, say this line. She goes, I'm gonna have a baby brother. I got a baby brother. I don't know speech development for kids. Like, she says brudda, BRUDDAH, I'm assuming. And it's really cute. But she's 5. And I'm like, can we brother? No, it's cute. She's like, I gotta have baby brother. And Malika's like, I am so excited for you because you're gonna make the best big sister ever. Do you know that? And True doesn't seem to understand what Malika's telling her. And then right in front of True, she mouths, I didn't know you told her. And Chloe is playing with True. She's like, I told her because Kylie made me tell her. Well, if Kylie told you to, if Kylie jumps off a mountain, do we jump off the mountain, Chloe? You're 22-year-old, you're 23-year-old, however old she is. Little sister tells you have to tell her. So she's like, Kylie told me to. And then she's like, does she get it? And I'm like, Malika, she definitely doesn't get it. Like, True is literally like, and Chloe is like playing with her little feetsies, scissoring her feet. She's like, I think so, because like Stormy has a baby brother, and it's gonna be fun for her. But she tells people when she sees the baby, she's like, I'm gonna have a brother, and I giggle, and I'm like, no, you're not, because she'll just tell random people, which makes you think of like, oh, how normal. That's such a normal thing. But like, how often is Chloe around random people with True? I figure there is security every which way. Like, is True just screaming, I got a baby? Is she screaming in the hills of Calabasas and it's just echoing? It's like, no, we're not. Oh, no. I got a baby brother. Malika goes, how are you doing? Hi, let's shift gear. How are you doing? She goes, good. And she gets this like smile. She goes, that's the most awkward smile. And Chloe goes, it's a lot to process and protect. She's still playing with True this whole time. And she's like, the surrogate, or, whatever. And she goes, nowadays, everyone wants to sell things and their intentions are not pure. And I have to make sure it's like Fort Knox. It's crazy. Malika looks scared, like, oh my God, did I just get caught? Did I get caught selling something? Did I get caught selling information? Because, at a time, come on. Rent comes around. It's the holiday time. You need a couple little extra bucks. Why not be a source for Us Weekly? I'm just joking. In a talking head, Chloe goes, I want to keep this private for my loved ones, not have some media frenzy. I can't hear this for months about what an idiot I am, like what a dumb fuck I am, all these things from everyone else. The anxiety, like I can't even begin to think about it. Now, listen, that is completely dead on true. I can't imagine what it's like. And listen, I'm a part of that. You know, we all do express our opinions. That is probably the burden of being a Kardashian. You know, you always got to think, you know, like, oh, I wish I was them. Do you? I think celebrities, it's far past the point of being aspirational. You know, I sometimes fantasize just about normal people that like have, like, I'll see my friends in Kansas or in Arizona and they, you know, like, oh, I have 2 kids. And, you know, I was like, that's aspirational. You know, they look happy, but this doesn't look fun. You know, some of their cars and stuff look cool, but this doesn't seem fun at all. And to have to worry about who you can trust. And then, yeah, like, listen, I do shithead, dumbhead things all the time. Imagine if I was popular enough where people then commented on my dumb behavior. I'm not equipped for that. Listen, I get it. This is the truth. She's telling the truth. It's got to be horribly anxiety inducing. I hope she has a great therapist and I hope she's on antidepressants. I hope all of these things. But unfortunately, in the business that you're in, it's like The Godfather, the business that we have decided to be in, the mob, we have to do this. So you could blame it on us and say it's anxiety inducing, which we are a part of it, but we are a symptom. We are not the issue. We are not the problem. The problem is this is how Chris has set up the family corporations. Now they are diversifying, just like in The Godfather 3, they tried to actually merge with the Catholic Church, which is so funny, you know, tries to pay the Catholic Church to kind of make the business whole. But this is hard. Like, you know, they are getting bigger and bigger, but they still monetize pain on a daily basis. Malika asks, how's her dad doing? Right here, I feel like Eve Production should be like, fuck him, who cares? Move on. And Chloe's like, well, he's excited and he wants, you know, he keeps asking me questions and I won't answer him. And talking head, Chloe goes, I was definitely angry. I was feeling bamboozled. We get a flashback to Tristan. This is the first time I see him in this episode. And I was red. I was like, and she's like, hey, Tutu. Hey, mommy. Not a care in the world. Not a care in the world, this dude. And Chloe's like, say hi, daddy. Fuck, let True figure out how to say hi, daddy. Do not encourage her. And we hear True go, I got her baby brother. And Chloe goes, all I know, I was being encouraged to do the embryo thing by a certain date. And in hindsight, he always knew when the other baby was being born, and especially getting the paperwork that we saw. He found out July 2nd. So he did know, Chloe says. Flashback, we see Tristan during last season going, we can both grow together our families and grow. And I want to hopefully be able to expand our family one day. God willing. God's like, fuck you. And he's like, I can expand my family with other chicks and I actively do that, but like with you. And in the talking head, Chloe goes, it was just a great thing to expand our family, thinking it was like this. It was real, a healthy, protective type of family. She says to Malika, I always wanted to have 2 parents raising the kid. I don't want her to have daddy issues. I'm like, too motherfucking late. This girl is going to have daddy issues. I'm sorry, but there's just no way around it. Imagine when True becomes sentient, when she actually starts understanding. This is what I'm saying. Like, start telling her now. Stop trying to make this look like a fairy tale for this girl. That's going to give her it's going to give her life issues, not daddy issues, but life issues. Please get together and explain, like, let her dad explain it to her. Your dad has certain needs sexually, and I get off on a weird thing of lying to people and like playing it off. Like, be honest. I hope Tristan's going to a therapist too, because it's like real sick behavior. Like, it's kind of criminal at a certain point. I'm sorry, it is. Malika goes, your children are going to be so lucky to call you mommy. We get it, everybody. The kid's lucky. We already get that. Chloe's like, thank you. And she's like, maybe they didn't come out the way we wanted them to come, but it's still exciting. And Chloe goes, sometimes I still want the White House and picket fence and all of that. And Malika goes, you can still have that, you know, one step at a time, every day, you'll get there. And that, I think, is encouraging. And yes, Chloe, you can still have that. It's going to be hard though, girl. You're going to have to work hard because your brain has been fucked with. New scene. We have an upbeat song. This is bold. This is legendary. You already know to the top is the only way to go, which is a very Selling Sunset song, but we see a high-rise tower. And this is Chris's condo, supposedly in Beverly Hills. The condo they show, though, is not in Beverly Hills, so I don't imagine that's actually Chris's condo. They have always done that since Keeping Up with the Kardashians. The earlier mansion that they had, remember, they would show the front of it, and it wasn't ever their mansion. You would see the backyard was right, but the static front photo was actually at this place by Freier Canyon, the hiking hill in Los Angeles. And they never lived there, but they used it for safety measures. But you can hike right on the way down from Freier and see that house. You'll recognize it immediately. It's covered with shrubbery, but I would always just like a creep, just poke my head in there. So we're at Chris's condo. And Khloe goes, I forgot you even had this place. Oh, it's cute. And Khloe goes, okay, now Cece, our cousin, is right below or above. And Chris is like, yeah. And Khloe goes, when was the last time you've been here? And Chris goes, oh, Christmas. It was like our gift wrapping station. Guys, this place, once again, bigger than anything I'll ever live in. And she's like, we treated this like Santa's workshop. Remember Tori Spelling's mom had the whole gift wrapping room in the Holmby Hills mansion, the insane mansion. Khloe goes, I can't wait to be wealthy enough to forget I have properties. And I'm like, holy shit. Chris does not tell Khloe that she's insanely wealthy. Like, I was like, oh no, Chris is stealing from Khloe. Like, Khloe, you're already that wealthy. You can do it right now. Like, Chris should have been like, Khloe, we need to talk about your finances. I potentially have been lying to you for the last, because I'm like, Khloe, you do have that money, girl. You do. Good American. I know what the valuation of Good American is. Girl, you have the money. And then I got really scared because I was like, oh no, maybe this is why Chris would like stand up for like people like Tristan, because allegedly maybe Chris is like skimming off the top. Like, if Khloe thinks she doesn't have money to have places that she forgets about, girl. And Khloe's like, and I can have a condo in Beverly Hills. And Khloe loves to try to do a British accent. And oh, it's cute. And Chris is like, oh, she tries to do a little British accent. Chris on the talking head goes, I have a condo and my mom has a condo and my cousin has a condo and we all live nearby. And like, I forgot it was here. And that's just ridiculous. By the way, I do need a place to live starting November 1st. Chris, if you're listening, could I stay there? I'll vacate for December. I'll go down to Arizona, spend it with my family. You can have it as a gift wrapping station. But then, January 5th, maybe I move in there until the next holiday season. Is that cool? Can we agree on that? I would love that. I'll agree to go easy on one member of the family. You, Chris, you can choose. Say, which member do you want me to go easy on this season? And you could even say Courtney. And I'd be like, okay, yeah, deal. So they go into the fridge and it's all champagne. And Khloe's like, Mom, what is this? She's like, in case of emergency, I'm an alcoholic. And then we see in the freezer and it's like, it says to Chris from MJ, do not eat. It's like, she's like, oh my God, that's from 2 years ago. Let's throw it all away. And then she's like, there's beans in here. And Khloe goes, this is heinous. And then Chris is like putting it all in a trash can. And Khloe goes, you take out the trash? Good for you. And she's like, well, we should be able to just drop it on the sidewalk, like just don't hit anybody. And she goes, no, I'll take it out front and I'll take it out when we get back. And then Chris opens the door and you can hear that there's security at the front of the condo door, outside the door, not inside the actual condo, outside the condo. And she gives the security, the crash bag. She's like, hey, can you run this down to the trash? Just don't lock yourself out. Which, by the way, huge lapse in security here. Like, honestly, that guy's like, ma'am, I cannot do that. I have to watch this door at all times. And Chris then goes to Khloe, I want you to embrace this time. And Khloe's like, There's a big pause. And Chris starts crying. And Khloe's like, why are you starting to cry? What happened? She's like, I don't know. And Khloe's like, what happened? I want you to enjoy. I don't want you to miss this time because you can't do it over. I know, I'm so I don't want you to miss anything. Khloe is just like looking at her. Just not there. Totally not there. And she goes, don't be sorry, Mom. I'm not pregnant. And Chris goes, I know, but I don't want you to miss what's happening. It's such a blessing in disguise. We need more episodes and content. And this, no. She's like, it's a blessing in disguise. And Chloe just has this fake smile, like, mm-hmm. In a talking head, Chris says, it's tough. I just feel bad for her that the joy is getting sucked out of it again, Chris says. Chris goes, I feel like you're a little numb. It's a lot. And I think, my emotion right now is coming from wishing you would enjoy it more, which is a sneaky Kris Jenner move. Also a sneaky mom move is when they're like, what would really make me happy is if you were happy. And then Chris goes, because every time we say, let's celebrate, have a baby shower, and you don't want to do it, but you don't understand. It's a blessing to all of us. We want to be happy for you, and it's hard to. I don't know why I'm so upset. I'm feeling it for the first time. We've all been trying to suppress these feelings for 9 months, and like I haven't really addressed with one another because we don't want to upset you, Chloe. We don't want to be sad. This is supposed to be one of the happiest times of your life, Chris says, laying it on thick. And Chloe is just tapping her talons, those nail talons on her other arm. She's tap, 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 tap. She's tap on the microphone. Tap, 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 tap. These are Chloe's nails. Tap, 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 tap. I'm Chloe's nails. Chris goes, I think the older I get, the more I realize how precious all these times are. And I just want you to embrace it, because I don't want you to miss the moment. And Chloe goes, I appreciate that, but not pregnant. I'm not taking maternity photos. It's all okay. I don't want to have a baby shower because it's just uncomfortable for me, Chloe says. And Chris goes, I would regret not celebrating this moment with my new grandchild. We want to celebrate you. And if you let us, that would make me very happy. But I want you to be happy and as excited as the rest of us. This is why Chris is a good manager. It would make me happy to make you happy. And Chloe goes, I am happy. I'm so happy. I'm happy. And Chris laughs, goes, no, you're not. And Chloe goes, don't worry, I'm fine. In a talking head, Chris is crying. She's like, I just want her to be happy. And I know when she meets this baby, she will feel joyful and happy and feel so lucky, but it's hard to watch her in pain. I'm sorry. This was the part when I was like, I wonder if Chris feels guilt, And to Chloe, she goes, let us celebrate you. And it might put you in the mood. We can try. Let's just have it at my house. It'll be simple. And Chloe goes, don't do flowers and all that. And then Chris is like, can you not tell me how to have a baby shower, please? Like immediately, like snaps, like, I'm gonna. And then we hear a knock at the door, and it's Cece, the cousin. Cece Busey come in. She's all done up. She's out there for a big filming scene. Looks sharp, looks good, healthy. In a talking head, Chloe goes, I have to tell my cousin about the baby, but I don't want anyone to find out from the news. So I want to tell her myself. This is where it gets a little confusing because the earlier talking head says, oh, well, all the immediate family know. And I guess she's not considered immediate, or they just kind of, they fudged a lot of timelines here. And Cece's like, so how are you? What's new? And Chloe's like, I'm good. Well, I have something to tell you. It's nothing bad. I'm having a baby. And Cece, this is when you knew she already knew, because she goes, oh. She overdoes it with the shock thing. A lot of beginning actors will overdo, and Cece overdoes and then overdoes it. So we already know that Cece has been prepped with this information, or at least in my opinion, she has. And Chloe goes, I'm not pregnant. And then Cece goes, surrogate? And Chloe's like, yeah. And then Cece goes, do we know the sex? And Chloe's like, it's a boy. And she goes, oh my God. Overdoes it. And Chris goes, isn't it exciting? And Chloe says, someone's excited. And Chris says, I'm scared to be excited because she's very anxious. Chloe is. Cece gets up and hugs Chloe, and she's like, I'm so excited. You are the best mom. And Chris goes, she is the best mom. This is like, Chris, we get it, girl. And she goes, when they made this decision, it was, it was not how it was, cited. And now she thinks that she thinks of it so much differently. So Chloe's having a hard time, and she's blindsided by all of it. She's explaining this to Cece, and Cece asks Chloe, what's the hardest part to digest? And she goes, well, I wanted to expand our family and do it as a family, but a lot, it's a lot to do by myself. And, Tristan's a great dad. I'm like, is he? And Cece says, well, that's the hardest part. Once again, you're doing it all by yourself. Yes. In a talking head, Chloe goes, when I had True, I found out 48 hours before he was cheating on me. And I went into labor weeks earlier, because I was so stressed out. This is when it's like, you fucking asshole. Do you realize your behavior has actions, not only on Chloe and your relationship, but the actual baby at that time? And it stressed her out. So thank God Chloe wasn't physically carrying this baby. Thank God this new one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Thank God. And she goes, and then I had True, who's amazing. She's the best girl in the world. And, you know, we did have a couple bumps in the road, me and Tristan, and I thought me and Tristan were really good, but yeah, here we are. And Chris says, now here we are again. And it's not happening how it happens traditionally for some people. And Chloe says, like, it's supposed to be the best time of my life, and it's just horrible. And in a talking head, Chloe goes, I'm scared. I'm very scared. This is scary. I think I'm emotionally equipped, she says, but I have to brace myself when this becomes public because everyone is so mean. And that's so hard for me, but I can do it again. And I got this and I'll be fine. But I don't think kids should be talked about in that way. You want to protect this innocent being who has nothing to do with this. And I don't want that energy around my kids. I don't want that. Once again, rich people, we always talk about energy with rich people. You know, like that's when you know somebody's really well off, when you're like talking energy a lot. But listen, I get the point. I get what she's saying. You know, she's right to a degree. But once again, I'd like to also direct Chloe's attention to most of these jokes are made about this fucking dork. And this dude needs to be publicly shamed. Sorry, Chloe, I'm not going to listen to you on that one. CC goes, you know, God has a plan and there is so much love to give you. You know, it's amazing. I think it's just great. And you know what? This baby's going to be a basketball star, CC says. And I'm like, Jesus, shut the fuck up, CC. And Chloe goes, there you go. And then CC goes, and 10% over here, and points at Chris. And Chloe goes, yeah, she'll be the manager. Dude, like we're all joke about it. Like, haha, another source of income. Right, Chris? And Chris goes, the biggest thing you need to think of is a name. And CC says, it'll probably start with a T. And I'm like, it doesn't fucking have to. Let's break the cycle of this shit right now. I get it. True. Tristan. Does Chloe's name start with a T? No. Let's name the baby a K name. Let's break this shitty cycle. We don't need to do this. It's not cute anymore. This guy's an asshole. Do not give a tribute to the first letter of this dipshit's name just because True has a T. My name's Ryan. My sister's name's Kara. Period. Yeah. So then Chris is like, Tyler, Tucker, Tatum. And then she's like, maybe we can name it after Travis. And we can even have 3 of those. Talbot. And then Chris literally goes, Terrace. And she's like, it's a hard day. And I had time. I can't focus because it's always on my mind, Chloe says. And how do you know when everything's crossed a line? I want to move on and just get it. Oh, sorry. This is not Chloe. This is the actual song. She goes, it's a hard day. I had time. I can't focus because it's always on my mind. How do you know whenever? Oh, no, this is the rap one. It's like, it's a hard day, had time. Can't focus because it's always on my mind. How do you know when everything's crossed the line? I want to move on. Just get up off the side. 5 a.m. waking up with cold sweats. I swear to God, it's a rap song. I know that might not have done it justice, but it's a rap song. And she goes, time to figure out if this doubt, I haven't fed my soul yet. Chloe's walking into Kim's haunted mansion. I'm sorry, the mansion that her and Kanye built together. It truly is one of the scariest domiciles I've ever seen in my life. And Chloe's like, Kim? Like, because you have to announce yourself in a scary house like this, like, Kim? And Kim's like, yeah. And Chloe's like, hello, Joji. And then she's like, what are you doing? Chloe loves this British accent. And Kim's like, just organizing some stuff. And then we go into this creepy other bare room where I don't think Kim's in another Balenciaga tight thing, super skinny. I don't know what she's organizing, maybe her thoughts. And Chloe's in this tiny little sheep chair and she's like, so much cozier in here. And Kim's like, have you made any decision about what you're going to do, what the process is with the surrogate? And Chloe's like, no. And she's like, well, it's because of COVID, only 2 people can be in the room. I think like Sam, my child, was like at the beginning of COVID and they would only let me and Courtney in, but there was a connected room. So Kanye was in the next room. And I'm like, wait, what? You let Courtney in, but Kanye was in the other. Was like Kanye just talking to walls? Like, Wait, you're telling me Kanye wasn't in the room for Psalm's birth, was in a connected room, but you thought Courtney was the way to go? Like, guys, you might know more than I do. Make that make sense to me. And she's like, and then I'm in a gown and they hand the baby comes out and they hand it to me. What about Tristan? Kim says. And Chloe says, I don't know. He won't be in the delivery room, but maybe he'll be in the other room. I don't know. And she goes, my advice would be for the sake of the baby. I think if it's an option, you did it once, mad at Tristan. And I was hoping that Kim was going to say, so this time don't have Tristan there at all. But instead she goes, it's the same situation-ish right now. So you can do it again and have him there, and you'll always have that story for your child, I'm like, this is once again, like what story? Like a lie? Like, oh, but then on the day of your birth, we were so happy. Like, fuck you, Tristan, for even like, this thinking is so warped to me. Help me understand this. What story are we telling these children? It's the story that we make up to lie to them, like Santa Claus. And, Chloe says, this is the strangest, most fucked up situation. And so, but once he's here, the child, he's going to be a blessing. He's going to be the ray of light, and I'm just waiting. This process, this sucks. And I'm just like, once again, they're putting this pressure on this baby. Like once the baby comes, everything will be fine. Kim in a talking head goes, it's a detached feeling. You're not feeling the pain and the movement. What gets you? Oh yeah. So she's talking about it in this talking head. She's like, it's detached feeling when you go through a surrogate because you're not feeling the baby move. And what gets you through this process, Kim says, is the daily conversations with your couple, the person you're in a couple with, about painting the baby's room, picking out clothes. And I'm like, wait, you're telling me that Kanye let you have any opinions on that baby's room or clothes? Like, when did this start happening? And she's like, getting the crib and, going through some clothes, but there's no couple here to be, cutesy about any of this. And like, we've got to push her in the right direction to get excited and feel the joy of a new baby coming. I still find it hard to believe as you furthered the kids with Kanye, and especially once you got to the surrogate level, it just like that part. I wish Kim would potentially be a little more honest, or I have questions at least. And Chloe says, every day is crazy, but I have so much to do before. And Kim goes, listen, I still have shit to get ready on a daily basis. I'm with Pete most of the time. She goes, the kids' rooms, I still have everything to do every day. You just have to do it one thing at a time. And then Kim goes, baby steps, literally. And then Kim's like, I'm the smartest person alive. We cut to Above It All, We Will Find the Sun, which is a song that signifies to me that we're going into a positive scene. Chris and Chloe are driving to a showroom in a dirty building, but actually I just realized they let him in the back of the building because then you see the front of the building and we have security like crawling all around if you look closely in the background. And in a talking head, Chloe goes, I need to get my head around this and what's to come. So they're doing a little retail therapy and they're like, oh, this is cute. And Chloe's finally getting a little excited. And Chris is like, I know my Chloe. There is nothing she loves more in life than the role of being a mommy. Can we talk like adults? Come on. And Chloe goes, oh, look at these little cute shorts. She's having a good time. And a talking head, Chloe goes, this good thing, it forces me to get in the mode. Like, okay, this baby is coming. I've been in such a state of denial. I haven't done a thing baby-wise, but this is the first step. And this will hopefully get the ball rolling. One would hope. They buy a bunch of stuff. And then this one, you felt like they kind of petered out with the music because they go, all the way up, la, 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 all the way up, la, 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 la. That's the song. Like, la, 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 all the way up. Can't get enough is the lyric. And Chris says, okay. And she's talking to the camera. We're having Chloe's baby shower. And we think the baby's a Leo. So it's going to be a baby lion shower. I'm so excited. I'm Kris Jenner and this is Cribs. Like it has that kind of vibe. And we see all these presents. It looks like one of their loop giveaways on Instagram. We see the Malikas coming in, Malika, Khadija, and we're like, we're here to celebrate our girl. And Chris in a talking head goes, I know this is a difficult time for Chloe. We all do. And then Chloe comes in and Corey, you guys, walks in with Chloe and he's in this satin two-piece number, like a short set, like chocolate brown. He's like, hey, all right, I'm still here knocking that booty. Yeah. And Chris says, we're going to make this the most amazing experience for her. And I was like, at that point, they should have just like shown Tristan tied to a chair and like, like, oh, like I pin the tail on the donkey or like a, what are the thing, the whack-a-mole or the thing, not the machete, the thing with the pinata, like just like a pinata, like treat him like a pinata, just kick him. And so Chris goes, oh my God, congratulations. And Chris in the talking head goes, we've gotten through the rough patch, I've decided, and we are celebrating. And it's like, grab a plate, ladies, and meet at the lion table. And then Courtney walks in, or no, so somebody says, I'm so hungry. Oh no, I wrote, I'm so hungry, because I am so hungry. And Kim, she's in this blue two-piece, I'm guessing Balenciaga, so skinny. And she goes, Kim, you took pics, Chloe says. And she goes, I did, boo. And then Travis and Courtney show up. Remember, this is pre-wedding, I guess, or maybe were they married at this point? Probably. Time means nothing. So Travis and Courtney show up, all decked out in leather. The goth has come. And Courtney says, I'm so excited to eat. Nice. And the talking head, Courtney goes, it fills me with joy to have this beautiful baby shower. We were raised with a lot of faith, knowing this is God's plans in the Bible. Babies are such a blessing, and God gives you what you need. I wonder what Travis's religious views are. Like, no, honestly, there's no joke. CC says, sometimes it's not what you want, and sometimes he gives you more than you dreamed of. And Chloe says, as long as true is fine, I'll be okay. And somebody goes, she'll love it like a baby doll. I'm like, no. And Kim goes, guys, I'm gonna do a little toast. And you could tell in Kim's mind, she's like, this is my SNL. This is my second hosting. She's like, Dave Chappelle helped me with this toast. She says, Chloe, I'm so excited to meet this baby. And I don't know why, but I'm gonna cry because I'm just really happy for you. And Chloe goes, you look happy. And she goes, you have no idea how much love this baby is going to bring you. I'm happy you're finally getting to a place you're accepting this in your life. And I know everything has been so hard for you, and it makes me really sad for you. It's like, I pity you. And no one deserves happiness more than you do. If you can't see it now, this baby will bring you so much joy and happiness in all of our lives. Once again, so much pressure on this baby. You won't remember what life was like without him. He will show you what real love is supposed to be like. And that's all that matters. I'm happy to celebrate you. And then Chloe goes, give me a huggy. And I was like, give me a sentence without the letter Y on the end of it. Huggy, jammies, or talking head. Kim says, don't be so hard on yourself, Chloe. Everything will come to you. Kim says, the best moms need as many babies as possible. I'm like, oh, dude, no, they don't. Talking head. Kim goes, and this baby is supposed to be here. And Kim's crying. It's going to make you so happy. I promise you'll have everything you want out of this life because no one deserves it like you do. I get that as a family member, but everybody deserves it. Nobody is better than anybody else. Like, no, everybody deserves some decency in life. Chloe just looks awkward at this whole thing. And Chris goes, okay, everyone go around the table and say their favorite name for a baby. And Corey goes, 10. Thank you, Corey. That was what a great name to 10. And I was like, okay, name after the amount of women Tristan's had babies with. 10. Okay. No. Okay, moving on. Like literally, like does Chris go, hey, Core, glad you could come along on all the vacations and stuff. Could you shut the fuck up when we do group questions? Because that was very embarrassing what you did around all those women, and you said 10. Okay. And he was like, I don't know what got into me. Can I see your butt? And Kim goes, 10's kind of cool. And I'm like, is it? And Chloe in the talking goes, I don't know what I would do without my family. I love my mom for making me have this baby shower. And then other people are going, Tiger. And then somebody goes, King Triton. What is going on? Like nobody here is a mental powerhouse. Somebody goes Tide. And somebody goes Tio. And Chris goes, my heart is full seeing Chloe laughing and crying and embracing it. And then somebody goes, Tupac. Name the baby Tupac. And then somebody goes Tyler. And then somebody goes 2. I'm like, Corey's like, yeah, 2, like 10. Talking head, she goes, if not this moment, I will appreciate this moment later on. I don't know how I will repay them emotionally, but I love you guys, she tells the camera. They all cheers. Chris says, we are family, and this is what our family does. And we always have each other's back, always. And then Chris pulls a gun and threatens the viewing audience. No, but I mean, listen, 2 Chris is, I mean, this is truly what they do. You know, you can't argue. But I do wonder where Kendall and Kylie is at this. It's hard to keep track. We cut to it's gentle piano music, July 28th, 2022. We get shots of the street. Kim is in an SUV, just plowing over homeless people. No, Chloe goes, Chloe just called me. The surrogate had to go in labor early because of the stress of the Tristan rumors. I did wonder about that though. Like the surrogate had to read this news too of like, holy shit, I'm carrying potentially this demon's baby, you know? I mean, like Chloe is an angel, but fuck Tristan, man. So Kim's going over to pick her up and we hear walkie-talkies in the house. And Kim comes in like, hey. And Chloe is like, I'm ready to go. Her hair is braided, but we see hair extensions like on this table in the background. And Kim goes, I have to pee really quick because I'm nervous. And then we see them driving residential streets, but it's weird because it's not Calabasas streets. It looks like Van Nuys streets. And I'm like, what are they trying to throw us off? Like, it's weird. Like, I know I notice little things, but it's very weird. And Kim goes, hey, you're never ready for a baby. And Chloe just looks weird, smiley. Like, yeah. And we go to Cedar Sinai, which is an amazing hospital in Los Angeles. Very close to it right now. Kim says, okay, we're going in. She's so nervous. And Chloe goes, they're having the baby right now? And Kim goes, yeah, right now. She's holding it in for you. No, okay, yeah, we're going right in. Chloe goes in. We see a blank bed. Like, so obviously the surrogates and some are like, wheel her in. And Kim goes in the bathroom with the camera, like, hey, we're having a baby. Like to see that Kim's filming this. We see the doctors, the tools. We hear a doctor go, get ready in position. We see Chloe in the corner. That's Chloe in the corner. That's her in the spotlight, watching a baby fall out of a surrogate. And the doctor literally goes, that baby's going to fall out. I'm like, doctor, please. It goes deep breath, push harder, more. And all of a sudden, Courtney comes out of nowhere and just rips the baby, just like she did her own on Keeping Up with the Kardashians a long time ago. No, Courtney's not there. Chloe pulls her own mask down and she looks away, but she's there. And then we see the baby being taken out and they're like, oh my God, it just looks just like true, somebody says. And they're suctioning the baby. And she's like, I'm so grateful. Such a beautiful gift. They immediately give the baby to Chloe. Chloe's sitting down to cuddle the swaddling baby and cuddle her. And then the song is, the world is different with you. And then baby's crying. It's really sad, actually. It got me. And the song continues, it's got a new life. It's got a new weight. And Chloe goes, ever since December, it's been a dark cloud every single day. I've been feeling depressed and sad. And now that my son is here, I get to move on and I get to enjoy it almost like I can close this chapter and put this trauma behind me, which I sincerely hope you did, girl. I hope you did. I pray that you did. I want you to be happy. We see Kim kiss the baby and Kim goes, first kiss. Like gross. And a talking head, Chloe goes, now I can finally start the healing process. I get to enjoy my life with 2 kids now and figure it out. And at first I was like, girl, you should have started the healing process before, but healing takes its own time. I realize that. And I just want good things for Chloe, but I'm glad, but I do understand like now that this is like, she can now, okay, see what this looks like with 2 kids by herself. And then Chloe FaceTimes True. She's like, hi, Tutu, do you want to see someone? Who do you want to see? And she's like, baby brother, and then Chloe puts the baby onto the FaceTime, first FaceTime, I guess. And True's like, hi, Snowy. And Chloe's like, his name is not Snowy, True. And Chloe's like, this is day 1 of something happy and beautiful. Then they FaceTime Chris, but my blind eyes, I shit you not, I thought it was Lena Dunham. I was like, why are they calling Lena Dunham? Because Chris's hair is all like over like this, and it was like a tight shot. I'm not trying to be like, I thought it was Lena Dunham. I was like, what the hell? And it's Chris. She's like, I'm so happy that you FaceTimed me. He's so cute. And then in the talking head, Chris goes, for my 12th grandchild, just kind of like a magician goes, for my next trick. She goes, for my 12th grandchild, I love you very, very much. You are going to be welcomed in the most loving, loyal, fabulous family of all times. If I had one wish, it will always be, and then Chris pauses. I don't know if I can say it. And she's crying. My one wish is that Chloe never finds out that OJ's her dad. No. She goes, my one wish is that Chloe finds her dream. That's it. one wish. And that they diversify into conglomerates, corporations, all of that. But the one wish would be, and then Chris, you know what? Let me go back on that one wish. My one wish actually is for as many wishes as I want. My second wish would be for the Chloe thing. Kylie's with Chris, of course. And she's like, hi, baby. Oh my God, does he have hair? And we get to see hair, like a big, massive hair. And Chris goes, oh, so cute. And Kylie in a talking head goes, I'm so excited for this baby. I'm just in baby bliss. I can't wait for my son to have a forever friend. This is so much pressure on her son too. It's like, be a forever friend of this son. I didn't get the privilege of growing up with a extended family that I lived around, but I do get jealous in moments like this because this is cool. I mean, like I can make fun of the Kardashians all I want, but I like this. And Kylie goes, she really is such a special, special mom. And, poor by my standards. And then she calls Courtney and the kids, and Courtney's like, we don't see Mason, but we see the little Mowgli kid, the one that likes to jump on people, and Penelope. And then Courtney in a talking head goes, Chloe is one of the strongest people I know. I feel like she will find someone who deserves her and will treat her like the queen she is. Listen, why don't we just start small? Just treat her with somebody that won't cheat on her, or just like naturally wants to be around her and only her and no other boobs and butts. And Kim goes, how does it feel to be a mom of two? And Chloe goes, 2 hours in, so far, so good. And Kim goes, he's perfect looking, just like True. And then the song literally is, out of the ashes, we can be reborn again. We can be better than we were before. Listen, we need a Chloe soundtrack for this episode. And then we see the dipshit. Tristan is in I literally like, I broke my TV. Tristan to Chloe goes, and Chloe goes, do you want to hold him? Chloe is so nice to this man, this sperm donor. And he's like, yeah. He like not a care in the world. He goes, hello, my little, it's like, oh, my little man. We got to make sure this kid is on the up and up. Like, honestly, we got to warn this kid. And Chloe lets us know, she's like, I've been on the fence about having him come to the hospital or not. And he goes, he looks like True. And she goes, I don't think he looks like True at all. And he's like, I don't even know what True looks like. She goes, but as Tristan wants to be here, I figured, why not let him come? We'll never have this moment again. Like, dude, we got to get out of this. Well, he wanted to come. Yeah, Tristan's going to always want things. We don't just let him do it. We cut to Kim's baby voice. She's like, just like having a little baby coming out with us. They're driving in the car. And Chloe goes, no name Johnson over here, because we don't know the baby's name yet, you guys. I thought we would know yesterday, but I guess not. So no name Johnson over here. But don't you have to leave the hospital? You have to name the baby? Who knows? Kim goes, what a cutie. And then this season on the Kardashians. And we have Kim going, I have the best advice for women in business. Get your fucking ass up and work. And then we see Chloe go, to some badass boss bitches. These are like just scenes from everywhere. But I feel like I've already seen this season because we've seen all of it play out online. And we hear Kim go, I finally found my personal confidence. And we see her in the Marilyn Monroe dress. And then Kylie, we go, this is my first shoot since having a baby. And then Kylie goes, people love the rip. She goes, people love my nipples. LOL, I mean lip oil. And then we see Kendall at like an event in a limo peeing in an ice bucket because she has to pee and get her dress up. And then Courtney's talking to about the wedding. And she's like, I'm so excited about going to Italy. It makes everything feel so real. And then we see Black China suing for $100 million. I told you guys, I called it. I have a video to prove it that this would be definitely filmed. And so this is a complete plot line like I figured it would be, because they all showed up to court, because this is definitely being filmed. And Chloe's like, leaving our future in the hands of 12 random people. I'm like, you left it in the hands of one dipshit. But she's talking about a jury. And then we hear Chris go, my hip goes out, my knee is torn. And then we see Chris screaming shit. And in the hospital, somebody's like using power tools to knock her knee into place. It looks scary. And then we hear Chris go, the family's getting death threats. And then Chris goes, they have enough problems. They don't need to worry about mom. And then we see Chloe getting a brain scan. And then we see Kylie in the baseball hat at the Met Gala. And Kim goes, in a car with Chloe, it never ends. And then Chloe goes, it never ends till we end. But we are built for this. And then Kim goes, I don't know if I am anymore. And then Chloe goes, oh, you think that's it? Just wait. Kardashians. Da da da. We did it, you guys. Oh, just a 2-hour and 17-minute little ditty, a little ditty of joy. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. If you want this, I love talking about this family. Obviously, go over to patreon.com/so bad it's good. Sign up, $5 a month. See if you like it. 1 month, you get 4 episodes of the Kardashians plus all the other shit that comes with it as well. And I got to rest up for an hour so I can do the Beverly Hills recap to put that out tomorrow. So you have a lot of content. Remember, with podcasting, you can listen to these at any time you want. This is here for your hot little ears at any point. But as always, I love you. Thank you for giving me, thank you for making this my life. It's pretty cool. Okay. Bye, guys.